All right, guys. As soon as that thing usually says up there, I put out a couple videos too. Yeah, so we're live anyways, right now. But
Perfect.
Colin, yeah, basically, um, let me just go ahead and take a look at the show notes, and I'll kind of introduce everybody to what we're doing. If you
I
guys
didn't
haven't
send
already
out the link.
subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't commented yet or liked the video yet, go ahead and get that done ASAP so we can get more people on the live stream. If you do have any questions, go ahead and ask us anything you like. You're more than welcome to. We do have a little bit of a strategy with this show today, and we're going to segment it a little bit more. So the first thing we're going to go off of is the UFC White House cards, some new updates and things of that nature, some fun prop questions as well, um, and the RAF wrestling card. Colin, do you mind muting yourself? Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Misfits Boxing, the White House UFC event as well, and we're gonna go through like just basically like quite a few things all together. It's gonna be pretty dope episode, and we're going live. We've been going live every single day this week. We by the way, thank you to those of you who've been subscribing. We're at 129 subs. Colin, how many subs are you at? I can't hear you.
He asked me to mute myself. Yeah, like 8, I think. But we just started putting up
Yeah,
videos,
eight.
so that's just gonna
Yeah,
grow even more and
dude, I
more.
saw your video got like over 200, I think 300 views at this point.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first video we posted. It got
that's
some decent
awesome, man.
trashing. Yeah, it really
Yeah, that's
is.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I
so if
just
you
gotta
guys
start
haven't,
posting more. I was gonna post some clips from the last episode, but I just haven't got a chance to. Today's been hectic, to say the least.
yeah, and we'll get into that in a minute as well. But if you guys haven't already subscribed to the Spo Show MMA, definitely do go ahead and subscribe there. I'm gonna go ahead and share it down below. I'm just taking a quick look on my end, where it's at, like on the YouTube side. But yeah, you're at 9 subs right now, bro. Like that's
Hey, we
pretty
got an
awesome.
extra. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you had 262 views on your one video and almost 370 views on your shorts as well. I know I gave you a couple shorts yesterday. I don't know if you posted those.
I haven't got to do. I would have, but you already know the story of what happened today. I can explain that to the viewers,
Yeah, go
if
ahead.
you'd
Go
like.
ahead.
All
Explain
right,
that. Yeah.
so this morning, I was like, hey, I drove down and I got my brother, and we went and out to go see the opening ceremony of the World Cup. So we went down to the Dynamo Stadium for that, and everything was great until we got back home, and I went to stop and get gas, and my car doesn't it won't go back in the drive. It was stuck in park. So I had to get towed at a gas station. I was stuck there for like 2 3 hours just sitting there, unable to get back. I had to get picked up. It was rough, and then I had to get back here. So I was stuck at a gas station like getting from the gas station to here for like 4 hours, which would have been great to like upload stuff, promote, get be able to co-stream. Like we would have been able to this, but I got home at like 6:45, and then I just got immediately on here to start streaming for you guys. So yeah, if you think my commitment is lacking, you are wrong. I'm ready to give y'all a show tonight.
Yeah, I was actually surprised when you said that because I was like, oh, I don't see you as a type like to not make it, but I figured that it was really that bad. So what happened though? You said
It stalled up. It seems to be electrical issue
okay.
with the car. So it wasn't the transmission's not broken, thank God, because that would
It's your
have just
fuses or something?
the it's no the brake lights are fine. Like no, there's nothing snapped, nothing broken. It's purely electrical.
Mm-hmm.
And people are gonna. I'm gonna have to be up at like 7 in the morning to go down to the mechanic shop where I get my stuff done to check that out. But yeah, I'm just waiting on a phone call basically to tell me what's wrong with it, and I should get a loaner car. So hopefully I can make it out for that in person live stream. I'll let you know if I can't. If I don't have a ride, then it's kind of like screwed. But I should hopefully they will give me a loaner car. I'm just waiting on the phone call tomorrow, so I'll keep you posted on that as well.
Got you.
But yeah, that's been my day. It's been hectic.
Got you. Got you. Got you. And sorry, real quick, did you tweet that thing by the way?
I'm in the process. I'm in the process.
Oh,
I
okay, I've
was
already
I
done it.
was
So if you just want to retweet mine, that'll be easier.
Okay. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can start out
so
this.
today we're gonna go over, like I said, we're gonna go basically over the UFC White House card. What I wanted to really discuss is we've already done the preview yesterday, so for those of you who missed it, go ahead and feel free to watch it, the one that we did yesterday. But what I wanted to go
Please
over
do.
today, huh?
I said, please do. Yeah, please do.
What I wanted to go over today is basically like what happens to these guys if they win, right? So, for example, if Ilia wins, what happens to him next? If Justin wins, what happens to him next? Is his dad his father? Those are the type of questions we want to cover here, and figure that out and get down to the nitty gritty on that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll start off with the first one because I kind of already laid it out there for you. But yeah, with Ilia Topuria, let's say he wins, right? Hypothetically.
Yeah.
Well, I think realistically he will win. But that being said, not to give away our picks because you guys can watch that later. But yeah, what do you think?
I think no matter who wins, the next person up should be Arman Sarukian. He has been cut out of the title picture since that whatever happened in January of last year. So for a year and a half, he's been blacklisted from the UFC. Basically, he only got one fight, and it was fighting down against Dan Hooker, and he got a submission. And he hasn't not fought since. He's been active in RAF, hype submission. He's been doing other events, but just has not been booked in the UFC since. It's really just up to the matchmakers to finally give him a shot. So we're either waiting on him fighting Charles Oliveira and making that a number one contender fight to fight the winner of this fight, or just giving Armand straight up. And I'm fine with either, really.
What do you think happens with Ilia if he wins this fight?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has to fight Arman.
Okay, yeah, okay, that
The
makes more
whoever
sense now.
wins, yeah, whoever wins fights Arman.
Got you. Okay. So I have a different perspective, honestly. I
Go
think
ahead.
if Justin wins, I think he retires or maybe he defends his belt once. But I think that's what he wants, right? He wants to win the undisputed belt. Once he wins it, I think he might retire if he does win it. And um, I think he might fight like Max Holloway or Charles Oliveira after that, and then that's pretty
Yeah.
much it. I don't think he'll go for Arman Sarukian. I think Arman Sarukian is a terrible matchup for him. But
Ilya
yeah, I
Taporia is
think
a
that's kind
terrible
of where it
matchup for him.
goes. Huh?
I said Ilya Taporia is a horrible matchup for him.
Yeah, and if Ilia Topuria does win, right, what I think happens with him is I think he either tries to get that matchup with Ilia, because apparently that matchup he had with Charles was supposed to be with Islam. So I think he's gonna try and get that matchup with Islam at 170, and if he can't get it at 170, he's gonna fight Arman at 155 and
Yeah,
defend
I
his belt
mean,
there.
we've been saying, oh, it's gonna be Arman, not Arman. It's gonna be Islam versus Ilya at International Fight Week, or it's okay, that didn't happen. It's gonna be at the White House. Okay, it's not at the White House. It's not. It could be International Fight Week this week. It's not gonna happen. I think the bet only it would have to be in November on that MSG card because there's always a November MSG card, Madison Square Garden. So I think that fight would happen in November. But since both of these guys hate being active, um, it's not likely to happen because we haven't even got an Islam title fight announcement yet
Yeah.
this year. But we have it's likely going to be against Ian Machado Gary, which I'm assuming it's going to be announced after the White House card ends. That's what I'm going to assume, and then have those two fight, and then the winner could possibly fight Ilya, but I don't think it's either gonna have to be next year or on the November MSG card. But both Ilya and Islam hate being active, so I think the only way it could happen is if Ian won. But I don't think Ilya Taporia wants to fight Ian Gary. I think he'd still go after Islam Makhachev no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think it means much for him to go up against Ian. I think it means more if he goes up against Islam because Islam's a pound for
Mm,
pound. Obviously, if he
right.
wins, he probably won't be the pound for pound, and Ilya will be the pound for pound at that point. But I think the way they made history with Volkanovski and Islam, I think he kind of wants to make that same history as well, to kind
Yeah.
of solidify himself as well as a competitor. I do think that what will be very interesting to see is if they do announce that matchup, like I was saying previously, with Islam fighting Ian, if they do afterwards, because Justin wins the fight, or if they just say, okay, we're gonna delay it a little bit and then announce it against Ilia. I
Yeah.
definitely, I think they've wanted to make that fight twice now that I know that with Charles Oliveira and also with the White House card. and it just hasn't worked out because of the Abdelaziz thing. You know, see,
Yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, but yeah, I'd like for more activity from both of these guys, but it's unlikely it's gonna happen. So we're gonna have to wait probably till next year to see either Islam or Ilia. We might see Islam again later next year, like I mentioned, but it's been taking forever, so who knows really.
Yeah, and then going on to the next one, we have Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane. So if Alex wins, where do you think he goes with this? Obviously, most people would say Tom Aspinall, but yeah, I'm just curious about that one. Where do you think he goes?
It all depends on Tom Aspinall's health. I think the rightful fight is against Tom Aspinall, but let's say Aspinall's out for another couple months. I think Alex Pereira is going to want to immediately defend, so I think he will fight Alexander Volkov for that interim title and try to defend the interim belt.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's only Volkov or Aspinall. Those are his only two options right now, and I think he's fine with either. So yeah,
Yeah, I think with particular fight, I think this fight card itself, I think they're waiting for to see who wins, and if Hokit, Josh Hokit wins his fight, and if Alex wins his fight, I think they're gonna try and match them up next to each other. And if they don't, then I think like Volkov, like you kind of said as well. And if Ciryl Gane wins, obviously I think they're gonna do the rematch with Tom Aspinall, and if they don't do that rematch, then I think they're gonna do the rematch with Alexander Volkov with that one. I don't see like Josh Hokit really prodding at Ciryl Gane, but probably because he doesn't want to get his eyes poked in, you know? Like, who wants that?
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's I can't see them giving Hogan a title shot after beating Derrick Lewis.
Oh, I can.
Well, I mean, it will only be his fifth fight in the UFC. That seems like too much of a jump. And we have guys like Alex Pereira and Alexander Volkov waiting in the wings for that fight. So I don't think, or Tom.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a meritocracy, right? I think it's all about like the hype and the excitement about each fighter and stuff like that. A lot of people, I was looking at the comments yesterday when Hokit put something out with the UFC. He did like a little short for them. People were like commenting in there, and the people who were commenting in there were like really excited about what he was doing and just saying that, you know, I did find him cringe in the beginning, but now I love him, and everyone's like turning in his favor. So I do think it's really good. Um, I think he's getting a lot of like notoriety at the moment, and I think it's good for his brand. And I think if the UFC sees that, they can capitalize on it.
I'm telling you 100%. When Josh Hokit eventually loses, there's going to be a great switch up. A lot of people are going to switch up on Josh
But
Hokit. They're
that's
going to call.
that's the risk he takes, right? That's like obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the risk he takes. Yeah,
Everyone's gonna
yeah.
call him annoying. Everyone's gonna call him this, that. I mean, the same thing happened to Ian Gary. As soon as he lost the shot, got everyone switched up on him immediately.
No, he did. No,
Uh,
no, that's so wrong. He did that to himself before that.
all right, I mean that's your opinion.
Yeah, that is my
I'm
opinion, and he
still,
did. He definitely
I,
did it to himself. I think
I,
he's kind of like Brendan Allen to me. He like I want to like him, but I just can't. You know what I mean?
I think I'm the only Ian Gary defender on the internet currently. So yeah, hopefully that changes. But yeah, once he fights Islam, he should fight Islam. But yeah, I guess we got to keep it pushing.
Yeah. So we got O'Malley over versus Zahabi next, and you know, I was wondering. I don't know if you saw this in the embedded, but Zahabi
Yeah.
had like these pink gloves on, and I thought, is he like is he like copying Sugar Sean O'Malley or I don't know. It's just kind of weird that he had that on. And then obviously, if he wins, who do you think he fights next? Is the main question here. So um,
So I
I
have
think
something for that. I have something
yeah,
for you
man.
real quick. So I think this fight and the next fight, but I was I mentioned, don't really matter. They're gonna make Marab versus Pyongyang 3. That's gonna happen
But the
next.
question is who they what happens next to them. It doesn't. Yeah,
Let me finish. Let me finish real quick. Um, they're waiting for who wins that because if Marab wins, they're
hmm
gonna give Umar the title shot.
you
If
think so?
if he beats David Martinez. But if Jan wins, they're gonna give Sean or Zahabi the title shot. Whoever wins, probably Sean. Just it's just based on the matchmaking. That's why they've been delaying both of these guys because arguably both of them deserve the title shot. But I don't think they're gonna put them against each other. They're gonna wait for whoever wins between Marab and Piotr Jan. But that's yet to be announced. So I guess We really don't really know, but that's just my theory.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think if Zahabi wins, I think they're gonna try and give him someone in the top five. And I don't know who exactly is in the top five right now because I don't have it pulled up in front of me. But I think they're gonna give him one of those top five contenders.
It's it's
Yeah, I'll pull it up in a second. One
no, I
sec.
was because I could probably list it off. It's Sean, Umar, um, Song Yadong,
And
Corey
Corey.
Sanhagen,
Yeah,
and
that's it. Yeah.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, so I think they would probably give
and
him maybe
Marab.
the winner
That's
of
it.
Corey Sandhagen versus like Mario Batista. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that either that happens or and then if O'Malley wins, I think they just wait for that matchup between Peter Yan and Merab and then give him the winner of that.
I think if Zahabi wins, he definitely would deserve the shot if Jan's still champ. Honestly, because he'll be riding an 8 fight winning streak, a win over a former champion. Like, yeah, at that point you have to give it to him. Yeah, he
You
would
don't
beat.
have to give it
He
to
would
him, but
beat.
that is a
Yeah,
great
no.
point to make.
Yeah, he'd already
Yeah.
beat. He would already beat two champions and a title challenger on those last 3 fights, and you can argue with some of those decisions, but at the end of the day, he did get the W. And if he beats Sean O'Malley here, he definitely deserves a title shot because one, it's a fresh matchup. We haven't seen it
Yeah.
before, and two, he'll be riding an 8 fight win streak against two former champions and one title challenger. So yeah, I think he'd 100% deserve it.
Yeah, I think he would deserve it, and I think also the other thing too is like his performance, right? Like, what does his performance look like
Yeah,
here? You know what I mean? If he does
if
a
it's a
really good
boring decision,
performance, then maybe he does get that title shot immediately because he did something that's incredible that no one's ever seen O'Malley in. Because he did say, "I'm gonna expose O'Malley," and like I don't know if he can, but I don't think he can. But if he does, like that would be incredible. Yeah.
yeah, he'd have his game plan's got to be the wrestling. He's got to shoot on Sean, and he's got to be have good defensive striking because he's not going to be able to extend on Sean like he wants to in other fights. So yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he can close the distance on Sean, in my opinion, but we did do our things yesterday, so they can definitely check that out if they want to. The next fight that we have on the card is Chandler versus Ruffy. If Chandler wins, do you think he gets that McGregor
hundred
shot?
percent. I think winner. So again, it depends on McGregor. So a little early, but I'm picking McGregor to lose against Holloway. So I think if McGregor loses and if McGregor loses and Chandler loses, just book them together. They're both unranked. If Chandler wins and McGregor loses, still book them together because who cares at that point? I mean, like they'll still be relatively ranked. And then if McGregor somehow wins, then he's out of Chandler's range. So it really depends on McGregor. But yeah,
I think it depends on exactly like how it goes. I think if Chandler does like somehow put the pressure on and knock out um, his opponent Rufi, but I think he's gonna be able to like have that fight against McGregor. I don't think if he loses, honestly, I don't think they're gonna give him that McGregor fight because if they would have given that McGregor fight, if they would have given him the McGregor fight, they would have just done it with because you could have argued that Holloway and Rufi could have what I mean, fought each other, and
fought
then
100%. Yeah.
McGregor versus sorry Chandler could have happened as well. So that's my own opinion and my own take on that. I think that's kind of valid, and I think I don't think the UFC thinks that Chandler's really a star anymore. I
Right.
think Chandler has a wrong mindset as well because he thinks that winning is by him performing and entertaining the crowd, but winning means winning the actual fight. Like to me, I don't find him entertaining if he's not winning the fight. I find it more frustrating than anything. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. I think Michael Chandler's a very entertaining fighter. He
I think
gives it
he's a
his
fun
all,
fighter.
100%. All right. I mean, I don't like. Sure, he could do better, but he's always at every single round and every single fight he's in, he's able to. He has chances to finish somebody. Michael Chandler
But
has a
I,
lot of power in his hands. He has decent defensive wrestling. Obviously, not enough to like against a guy like Charles Oliveira or Paddy Pimblett, but he can definitely scramble with some of the mediocre wrestlers. And he is a good striker, 100%. He just is kind of short for the division, and he gets outranged a lot.
well, every time I see him, I'm like, oh, he's doing really good, and then it's like what frustrates me about watching him is like every time I watch his fights right after, I'm like, man, he could have won that fight. and I feel that every
Exactly.
single time. I feel like, man, he could have won that fight. Like, and then like the fact that he just doesn't, like, mind blowing to me.
Sometimes you just don't catch that break, man. That's and he's on a rough slide. And also he has
Yeah,
that the
yeah, yeah.
beating Tony Ferguson curse. So yeah.
Well, I mean, his wins have like not aged that well either, right? I mean, look at Dan
uh,
Hooker.
Dan Hooker was almost fighting for a Dan Hooker was fighting for a number one contender slot until the wrist injury. Well, no, and then he fought Arman. So he was Dan Hooker fought for a number one contender slot, and Tony Ferguson was almost a champion, was an interim champion. So I don't think that's terrible.
But Tony Ferguson is on his way down, and then the other thing too with Dan Hooker is like Dan Hooker. I don't when I look at him, I don't think of like a smart fighter. I think of like a rough and tough fighter, a guy who's like gonna go in and give it his all, kind of like what Chandler does. But I don't think of him like an intelligent fighter. You know what I'm saying? So like in that
Okay.
sense is what I meant. Yeah,
Yeah. All right. That's fair.
yeah. And then the next one we have, I think, is Lewis versus Hokit. Um, what do you think happens to Hokit if he wins this fight?
Top five fight. He stays in the top five fights. He's gonna fight either Waldo. I'd give the Waldo fight, or he's gonna fight Pavlovich. Both fights are great. I don't think he can fight Volkov or Gane after this. But maybe Gane if he loses, which he likely will. In my opinion, he will. But I think he fights like a guy like Pavlovich or Volkov, not Volkov or Waldo.
Yeah, I hear you. I think what's gonna happen with him is that he can I think he can get himself a title shot because I think he got himself to this far with that with what he's been doing so far. I think he can get himself in a title shot or in at least a title conversation as soon as he wins this fight against Lewis. And if he, wrestles Lewis or even his performance is just like slightly good, I think just because he can talk, I think he's gonna have the option to take the title if he wants to. And if Alex does win, I think he's gonna definitely after he wins this fight, he's gonna definitely call out Alex. And then if Alex does win, I think they're gonna try and make that matchup happen. I don't think they're gonna try and give him someone like Pavlovich in the top five, but I did see Pavlovich did call him out in the last fight, and I thought that was pretty cool. Like, because Pavlovich doesn't normally like talk that much or like really like express himself, and he looked really cool in the last fight. He looked really happy as well, which is fun to see.
Yeah.
Especially like a big dangerous guy like that, and then he's all happy and giggly. I'm like, wow, dude, this guy is cool.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I think that Pavlovich fight's definitely the one to make. Both of them heavy hitters, and it's gonna be cool to see how Hokit's speed would go against him if he can get past Derrick Lewis. But
Yeah, I
yeah, I
think we
think
get
Pavlovich is
there.
just a much better Derrick Lewis, anyways. So I think it'd just be the similar fight. So I guess we'll see how this goes for him.
Did you see
Yeah.
that fight between Pavlovich and Alexander Volkov?
Hmm.
Yeah, so in that fight, I just thought like he kind of exposed Pavlovich, meaning like he didn't look that talented as I thought he was. Because before that, he was just sliming people out the whole time, and then this one, he just couldn't even close the distance with Alexander Volkov. So I think the other benefit to Volkov though was that they used to train together, and so that's kind of a big part of it that he kind of knew his game plan and was able to create something against that. But that fight made me not have as much assurance in Pavlovich's like ability, so to speak. I think he's just really good if he can catch you at the very beginning in the first couple seconds of the fight, and if he does catch you, good night. But if he doesn't catch you, then he's just gonna get frustrated because he looked very frustrated in that Volkov matchup, and he was like getting almost kind of like annoyed, you know?
I mean, one he had to fight his best friend, so that I'm sure he wasn't like fighting with murderous intent like he usually does. And two, I think the biggest
I think
example of
that's
like
kind
what
of an excuse for
exposed.
him. Sorry, guys.
I was say to a fight that exposed him was against Jairzinho Rosenstrike, and then he did go ahead and win that fight, but it definitely wasn't the same fast action Pavlovich. It was very grindy decision, and that actually
Mm.
got Biggie Boy cut.
I actually don't
Unfortunately,
remember that one.
that was on the Adesanya Imavov card in
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
that
don't remember
was
that
last
fight.
February. Yeah, it was a while ago. It was a very long time ago.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago. But yeah,
Yes, sir.
for sure.
Our last one is Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia.
Mhm. So I think if you if Steve Garcia wins, he deserves to fight Lerone. I think you give him the Lerone fight.
Murphy?
Yeah, actually, I think either person, whoever wins, gets Lerone. I think that makes most sense because Lerone was arguably robbed. We think he's robbed here on this show.
Well, when I was
So
watching that, I was like, he's definitely robbed. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, so I think Lerone still deserves to be in that title contention, and I think whoever wins this should fight Lerone for a number one contender shot.
Yeah, with
Or
me, I
if
think, huh?
we can do like Steve Garcia versus like Gene Silva if you want to underrate him, but I still think that could also be a number one contender shot.
That'd actually be a really cool matchup just in general, as a matchup itself.
Mm.
That'd be a great matchup. I actually didn't think about that, so I'm glad you brought that up. But in my opinion, I think someone like I think if Steve Garcia wins, right, they should probably give him someone around like yeah, I would say Lerone Murphy, who's number three right now, or Aljamain Sterling. I think that would be a
Yeah.
good matchup as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think that I heard Aljamain Sterling's getting a matchup with someone in that division. Oh, I think it's Gene Silva. I heard, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Yeah,
I'd pick Aljo in that, but it's still a good fight.
yeah. So I think if Diego Lopez wins, I think he already had those two title shots as well, right? And he keeps his ranking at this point. I think you're right. They should give it to Leon Murphy and let those two fight it out for number one contender essentially, while
Yeah.
Mavsar does the title shot with Alexander Volkanovski.
Right. 100%. Yeah.
Dude, their
Uh,
names are so like similar. It's so crazy.
they are very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gotta remember which is which. They got the mini
So
version and the big version.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So out of this entire fight card, who do you think has the who do you think would be fight of the night?
Fight of the night's gonna be Lopez versus Steve Garcia. If things go the way I see them, I think it's gonna be an absolute dog fight. But more than likely, they're gonna give it to like Topuria Gaethje or yeah, probably Topuria Gaethje if Topuria gets a round one finish, like I think he's going to.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking something similar to what you just said as well. Probably Steve Garcia. I mean, I do think that this could be a sleeper fight, Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. I think if Michael Chandler really does like be a lunatic, he could possibly do that and make that fight of the night as well. Josh
100%.
Hokit versus Derrick could also be like, I mean, all of these fights are really good, so they could all be fight of the night contenders. But if I had to pick one and gun to my head, I would say Diego Lopez, like you said, versus Steve Garcia.
Right. Yeah, I mean those are
Yeah.
just two dogs. It's a dog fight. That's a DAWG dog, by the way. Like that they are ready and willing to swing and throw their lives away for our entertainment. So yeah, I think they're 100% gonna get fight of the night.
Yeah, and I think if for performance of the night, if Bo Nickal does really good, I think he might get performance of the night. But and then maybe Mauricio Ruffy. So I would actually pick Mauricio Ruffy now that I think about it out loud. But yeah, I
Yeah.
would go with Mauricio Ruffy versus Michael Chandler. What about you?
I'd say whoever in the main or the co-main gets the first round finish, probably Pereira or Ilia, will
You think
get
performance
performance
of
of
the
the night.
night?
Yeah, because they're gonna get a first round knockout, and that'll do it.
So so my stance has changed on the Gane versus Pereira fight, and I don't know why. I have the feeling for some reason that Pereira's not going to be able to like touch him. Now, it's hard to say because I don't want to like give the wrong pick and then like get it wrong that night. So I'm trying to
Because
like
I will
make sure I
clown you.
head it up.
Yes,
Huh?
I will clown you and make fun of you if you pick Gone. I'm so serious. Yeah.
Well, if you think about it though, like I watched a video clip this morning, and it was basically John Jones saying that like if you look at all his fights, he fouls them and then he gets his win, and it's true. And if John Jones can see that, right, then it's like obviously true. Um, Biggest duck of the UFC, but um, I don't know, man. It's just hard to say because that fight is very. I mean, Gane is just so like slick on his feet. That's the issue I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
When it
we
comes to
here
the go ahead.
we know Pereira's slow. he is a slow fighter. He's always been a slow
Yeah.
fighter. He will catch Gane on the back foot. He's gonna get step into a hook and it's just gonna be he's gonna get wobbled and then Pereira's gonna put like 2 3 more on him and he's gonna go down. That's how I see Gane. He will get brutally slimed out in the ring, doing some stupid stuff. And if he tries to wrestle with Alex Pereira, Alex Pereira has very good takedown defense as we saw in that Ankalaev fight. So I think he's ready.
Yeah, speaking of wrestling too, I heard Lopes was in Oklahoma at a wrestling camp.
Really,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
He said it in the embedded.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, that's very
Yeah, I know he
interesting.
had a busy day, but in the embedded, he was like literally at Oklahoma, in Oklahoma. Sorry, and he was he just like straight out said it. He goes, "I'm training my wrestling so I can like win this fight."
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's smart. Yeah, that's exactly how I analyzed it in our predictions video for Lopez to do. Is the wrestling's gonna open up the striking for him.
Yeah. What do you did I already ask you this one? Which one's the biggest upset?
No, the biggest upset's gonna be Michael Chandler when Michael Chandler slimes out Mauricio Ruffy. I think the roof is gonna explode. If there was a roof, it would explode.
Yeah, I
Um,
think if Gaethje wins, I think that would be the biggest upset.
yeah, it's definitely got to
Yeah.
be up there.
Yeah, I
But
think
I'm
that'd be
saying,
like one of those big like UFC wide, MMA wide.
yeah, I mean, the internet will explode. But I'm
Oh
telling
yeah.
Michael Chandler, if you win, that will provide class movement. You will get if you put money on Michael Chandler and he wins, you will be into a different tax bracket once he's done.
Yeah.
You put
Well,
$10 on that, you're getting 500. Like that's the level of
yeah.
odds we're dealing with here.
Yeah, and honestly, bro, if he does win that fight, I do see him getting that McGregor fight, to be honest with you, in
Yeah.
that particular case. So yeah, it'd be interesting. But um, my next question is most likely to fight the fight to end in round one. You kind of mentioned it a few times already, but what are your thoughts? Like which
Ilya.
one's most likely to Ilya?
Ilya Gaethje will end in round one. 100%.
Yeah, I kind of had the same feeling. Someone was on X with me, and they were debating with me, and they were saying that Ilya's gonna finish it end of round two. And I was
Yeah.
like, nah, I don't really see that happening. I see it being ended like in the first round, and especially if Gaethje does go forward the way Charles Oliveira did. I mean, we all saw what happened to Charles Oliveira. If you haven't seen that, by the way, that knockout, you should definitely
Then you're
fucking go
living
see
under a
that.
rock.
Yeah, that is a crazy knockout. Like that's an insane knockout.
Yeah.
And we don't have any chats at the moment, so I'm still checking them. But yeah, in the
Where y'all
meantime.
at? Where's everybody at?
Hey boys, hey
Sh-
boys. I did tell Clutch to join us, and he's gonna be joining us soon. We're supposed to be having Mo on the show as well, which is why if you look at the thumbnail and you clicked on it, that's what we have
Yeah.
going on. But I mean, we don't have them yet, so we're probably gonna get them coming over soon.
Hope
That
so.
being said, if Alex and Ilya both win, do you think they celebrate at a nightclub as two single fellas?
It's possible. I mean, yeah, probably. They're probably gonna celebrate together. Both the champs will. They seem to have already like Mario and Luigi together. Like they're already like tag team bros. They've partnered up with each other for during the last press conference, so I don't see why they wouldn't want to retain that friendship with each other. And they might bring Volk around with them because of the embedded. We might get Volk, Ilya, and Pereira all
Yeah,
together. That'd be a nice photo. Three goats.
dude, that'd be sick. Um, yeah, man. I don't know. I'm thinking like. Yeah, I mean, we don't actually know if Alex is actually single or he's with his who is that with the Ortega's
He
ex?
dated Tracy Cortez for like a month and then he dumped her.
I don't even think it was a month. It was at the beginning of this year, right? But it was like
Yeah,
probably for like 2 weeks.
yeah, less than a month. Could be less than a month. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
I
think
think
she
like
spoke to
bare
Neon
minimum.
about this. But I haven't seen the clip about what they said or what
Yeah,
she said.
according to Ortega, like she's super toxic. But again, I don't know, so I'm not gonna comment on that.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, yeah. Do you think this is actually one of the most like fun UFC cards or of the year, or is it just overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped. I mean, there's definitely a lot of acts. Like, there's more eyes on it than usually would be because of all the like political drama, with all the potentials of being canceled and the possibility of it being rained out, and the what does this mean for the administration? And there's a lot more extra drama associated to the card. But I definitely don't think the fights are gonna be overhyped. We have 7 absolutely great fights that would do well on any pay per view, and we're lucky to see them all be together. But yeah, it definitely has extra eyes on it due to the extra drama.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you saw this, but Islam got his Taekwondo black belt.
I'm gonna use an Islam quote. Who give him this? Who check?
Who gave him
Who
this?
check?
Who gave him
Yeah,
this?
yeah. Who give him this? You gotta check in with Dustin after that. You gotta check in with Dustin Diamond Poirier. He's gonna check your black belt in striking. That's you. You go check in with Dustin. He'll make sure. Um, yeah. No, it's who. Islam's a striker now. I guess,
Yeah, I
bro.
think Islam's actually quite underrated in the striking, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not bad by any means. He's just not known
No,
for
but
it.
I think most people do count him out, and I'm like, he's actually really good, dude. Like
Yeah.
when he had the striking against, I mean, I don't know if it's because Alexander Volkanovski is like smaller, but when
Hmm.
he did do his striking against him, I thought he did a really good job
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
someone
He
who's like
he
actually really talented, right, in the
he
striking.
kept up with Volkanovski in the striking. 100% he did during those fights.
And even Dustin Poirier, your bro, your DP guy, like he
Hey,
did well. He did well.
we don't talk about the goat like that. We don't talk about
No, I'm
he's
saying he
30
did
and
well
0.
in the striking with DP.
Whatever you say, man. Whatever. I'm delusional. You're not gonna get through me. Yeah, no, it's just
No, I wasn't saying
tears.
anything wrong. I was just saying he did it a lot better than I expected. But regardless,
Yeah.
um, check this out. So this is the White House, right? And this
Hmm.
is the Octagon, and it's just kind
Yeah.
of like a little bit of a reveal, so we can take a look at it as well.
Hmm.
It's pretty dope, huh?
Interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So this is where the fighters will walk down and walk into the Octagon. They have another door on the other side as well for the red side, I think, red corner or the blue corner. But yeah, I thought it was pretty dope, to be honest with you. And it looks a
Do
lot
you
bigger than
think
I
it?
expected. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, much bigger than I expected too. Yeah. How do you
You were
think
saying?
how do you think them being outside will affect the fights?
I think with the grappling, it will affect them because they're gonna be sticky, right? And it's gonna be humid, right? So I think they're gonna be
Yeah.
sticky. It's gonna be a little bit difficult with that. That being said, I mean, I don't know. Uh, it's hard to tell. I mean, the last fight card they had that was outside was 112, UFC 112. I don't even know who I don't even know what UFC
Let's
112 was. It was
I'm gonna
BJ
look
Penn
that
versus
up.
Frankie Edgar. It was
Oh.
BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar, and I mean, I wasn't around during that time, so.
Um yeah, hold on. In a minute,
Yeah, so
so.
that was the last outdoor event.
Uh no, I hate to fact check you here. Oh, that was the co-main, my fault. Yeah, it was Anderson Silva versus Damian Maia was the main event. And
Oh,
then
okay, yeah, I got
Frankie
that wrong.
Edgar
My
versus
bad.
BJ Penn. No, BJ Penn versus Frankie Edgar was the co-main, so don't worry about it too much.
Okay, got you, got you, got you.
Um Oh, fun fact, Alexander Gustafsson was on the prelims. That's kind of neat. Yeah, anyways, yeah, go ahead. My fault.
No, no, you're good. You can keep going.
Yeah, I was like, I think it's gonna affect the being outside. It's gonna affect a lot of certain fighters. Gaethje said he was used to it. His first couple fights were outside, so I don't think he's gonna mind. But I think a lot of fighters are gonna be not able to equip with the wrestlers are gonna have a tough time. Like
Yeah, Bo Nickel.
Ciryl Gane's gonna have Bo Nickel and Ciryl Gane are gonna have a pretty rough time. Amon Zahabi,
Yeah.
if he wants to wrestle with Sean's gonna have a rough time being outside in that sticky weather and the bugs being on him, and it's just gonna be a rough time overall for those guys.
I don't think there'll be bugs on them, but I think with the stickiness, it just makes it difficult if you're trying to like, put up a submission and whatever the case is, and
Yeah,
your arms are sticky or your hands are sticky or whatever the case is, and it's like sticking to their body, and you can't seem to get that like that forearm over or whatever you need. Like I
right.
just see it being an issue there.
Yeah, could be. 100% could be.
But bro, like we have RAF coming up this weekend as well, which is Saturday
Right.
actually. We have Khamzat
Mm.
Chimaev versus Dillon Danis. What
It's
do you
gonna
think
be
about this fight?
huge.
I showed you I sent
Yeah,
you the thing, right? What he did, Dillon
yeah.
Danis. Yeah,
It's
that was
crazy
insane.
that they're the same age. I didn't even realize that. That's
You know what's
nuts.
funny? You said that. I thought the same thing, dude. Holy shit, right? Yeah.
Yeah, one did not age well.
Which one?
I both didn't age well. Actually, I take that back. Ugly, ugly people.
They're actually my age now. I
Uh,
think about that out loud. Um, yeah.
you
Sorry.
you
Were you
aged better
like?
than these guys. I'll tell you that much.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
I
Yeah.
noticed like more of my forehead and stuff like that. Yeah, a little bit more creasy. But
No, but look at Hamzat. Like he just gotta shave that beard, put all that hair on top of his head, and then he'll be better. And then,
what?
and then Dylan
That
Danis
was
looks like
funny. That was
he's
good.
Dylan Danis looks like he's getting ready for a mug shot. That's nuts. And
Yeah,
you
he
look
does
at
look like he's getting ready for a mugshot there for sure.
and then you look at Tony. Tony looks great for 42. He
Honestly,
absolutely
Tony actually looks in the best shape I've ever seen him, if I'm being honest.
yeah.
There's a video I'll pull up later, but he looks in really good shape. The funny thing is, like, with Dylan Danis, he just talks so much smack, bro. So I'm like, if he loses this fight, this wrestling match, right? He's just gonna look like people are just gonna hate on him more.
Yeah, and he's gonna lose. It's Hamzat. You're fighting Hamzat in strictly wrestling, you idiot. Goofy. If you were a Hamzat level wrestler, then you'd be in the UFC, but you're not, so you're on. Don't get me in trouble.
Nah,
Don't get me in
he will
trouble.
be in the UFC because of his shenanigans.
Yeah, it's at catchweight too, so it's not even at like 185. It's probably gonna be like 205, 220. Yeah,
Does
he's
it tell you that where it's at
no.
catchweight?
Yeah, right up in the next to
No,
the
no, I
name.
was
Yeah,
just curious because I was like, I didn't see that.
yeah. It's right above Dylan's name, and to the left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're probably like 220, 230, and I didn't realize Dylan Danis could bulk up that much. So yeah, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting this whole fight. Like, I think it's gonna be crazy. What do you think? I think Sarukin's gonna obviously like get this matchup against
Yeah,
yeah.
against Tony.
You
Yeah,
think
it's
so too?
unfortunate. Yeah, Tony was not known for his wrestling. He's a striker, but I still think he's gonna put on a decent performance. I don't think he's gonna do as bad as people think. Tony's a vet of the game.
Yeah,
He can 100%. He can wrestle with the best of them. I think
yeah,
he's as dominant as a wrestler as Arman Sarukian is.
yeah. And speaking of Tony, bro, I'm just gonna go ahead and share this with you real quick. But he looks like he's in good shape, and this is him getting ready and stuff. So I'll go ahead and play it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
What a trip. Check this out. I'm here at RAF, a little behind the scenes. It's been around 20 years since I've actually been on a competition of a mat, laced them up and put everything
That's
out there
ripped.
into it. This has been one of the funnest camps ever. So, I mean, you guys are going to see some really good stuff, but the behind the scenes stuff, look at this singlet, man. Check this out. I can't believe it. I'm back in a wrestling singlet. I'm excited. Little nervous, but I think the more I work out here, and I do the same thing throughout media week and fight week, the nerves go away and the body's adjusting really well. I mean, I feel good. I got muscles in places that are new. I'm 42 years old, peptide free, all natural, baby. RAF, Tony Hokit Ferguson, telling you guys, hands up, chin down. Later, boys.
Hands
Yeah,
up, chin down.
he definitely looks in decent shape. He could do it.
Yeah, he looks in great shape. I'm gonna be honest, I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think?
Still Armand.
Yeah.
It's I
I
want
mean,
Tony
he's
to prove me
42 years
wrong
old
though.
too. That's crazy, huh? He's 42.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if Tony won.
I can see him winning. You
But
know why? Because he did win the boxing match, but obviously he's a better striker. So, like you said earlier, but I just think he's quite motivated. Since he's been cut from the UFC, I think he's just very motivated, especially
yeah.
after coming off of those losses and stuff. I mean, it's
Well,
kind
Tony's
of
always been very motivated. He just has been plagued by injuries.
it's not even injuries. He didn't have the proper training camp during COVID and stuff like that.
He just got
He,
screwed,
he,
man.
he, he even said it himself, you know, like he didn't train properly and stuff. So, but yeah, I just he looked really good in that one, so I was really excited to see that, and it kind of motivated me to watch the match as well because I want to see what happens. But we got Lance Palmer here versus Aaron Pico. Aaron Pico is like a great wrestler, right? I don't know what his credentials are, but I know he's really good. And he's from the Jackson Wink
I think
MMA club.
college. I think he was an
College.
NCAA wrestler.
Got you. Yeah, and Lance Parma, I don't really know much about Lance Parma. I don't know if you do, but I've heard good things about him.
Yeah. I heard something new, interesting about RAF. I believe they just signed Jordan Burroughs to RAF. If you know who that is,
Yeah, Jordan Burroughs. I've heard the name. I
Olympic
can't seem to remember right now.
Olympic gold
Uh,
medalist at Olympic gold medalists for wrestling.
doesn't DC talk about him all the time?
Yes, yes, he does.
Yeah, yeah. And then here's a clip we have from RAF, which is with Dillon Danis, and let's see what he says here, because apparently it's getting heated up.
So excited. Just watch tomorrow. First time seeing him in person. He went to beat his ass, so excited for Saturday, you know. He went running. He wasn't getting held back. You guys will see the video.
I don't even know what the fuck he said, dude.
No, me neither. Play it and then put this the closed captions on.
So,
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he said, to be honest with you.
Okay,
He wasn't even
no
looking at
worries.
the camera when he was talking.
excited. Just watch tomorrow. Small. First time seeing him in person. He went to beat his ass, so excited for Saturday, you know. He went running. He wasn't getting held back. You guys will see the video.
Yeah, weird take, huh?
Interesting. Yeah, weird take. Yeah, but I guess you
Yeah.
gotta believe in yourself.
No, you do gotta believe yourself, but I don't get his point of what he was trying to like. I don't get his message. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he was just
Like
trying to
he
call
said Chimaev was
Chimaev.
running, huh?
But but from what? Yeah, I'd like him to release the video because we want to know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're gonna do a video, like speak into the camera and speak clearly, you know? Like
100%.
I'm just so confused what he's talking about. Um, I have like no idea what he even said. I mean, even though we read the captions and stuff like that, but yeah, man, this is gonna be exciting. I'm pretty excited for the RAF stuff. I always get excited because I didn't actually know I had like the login. Excuse me.
But you can
I
watch
didn't
it
know I
now.
had the login. Huh?
But you can watch it now.
Yeah, I can watch it now, so it's cool. But that being said, we went over that stuff. So we got that Misfits boxing coming up as well. I don't know if you're aware of
Sure.
it. Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. Dude, I think that's just like a dumb
Yeah, that's
fucking
a
thing.
significant weight difference, right? I mean, like, isn't Eddie Hall like 80 pounds bigger?
I mean, Tommy Fury looked huge. I'm trying to pull it up right now, but
Do you know,
Tommy here,
like, it's Eddie Hall, man.
yeah, Eddie Hall is a big guy. I think he has like a 200 some pounds on top of him. Look.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, nearly double the weight in kilos.
Yeah, so here it says age is 26, 38. Okay, where does it say weight? Yeah, 152 kgs, 88 kilograms, which is 2.25 multiplied by that, and that's the pounds. But yeah, dude, I just think. I mean,
And Tommy Fury's undefeated.
Do you think
That's
Tommy
not
Fury is a
good.
good boxer?
Yeah, I mean, he beat Jake Paul, and he's undefeated.
Yeah, but Jake Paul's like not a.
There's only been two guys to beat Jake Paul, and one of them was Anthony Joshua, and the other is Tommy Fury. So take it that way you will.
Yeah, I don't think that's like says much though. I think it kind of
Yeah.
makes it sound worse.
Yeah.
Does Tommy gain anything from this? Do you think?
Sure. Yeah, he beat the world's
He's probably
strongest
gonna
man.
lose, right? Huh?
He beat the world's strongest man. Eddie Hall was a world's strongest man.
No, I know
And he's
that.
definitely in the top three.
Um, yeah, I just think this is kind of weird because even when they were doing the face to face, I don't know if you've seen the face to face yet, but when they were doing it, they were just kind of like, oh well, and he was like, okay, well, the reason why I want this matchup is because I told John Fury like put your money where your mouth is basically, and John
Yeah.
Fury was like, oh, you know, no man alive in this world or whatever, you know, his stick, no man alive in this world can beat my sons, and he's like, okay, put your money where your mouth is and let me fight Tommy Fury then if that's the case. And they train together too, which is also crazy. So they know what each other feels like, and
Pause.
and they know like, you know, what skill set they both possess, and so I just find that fascinating that they're gonna be going into this and then having that sort of like matchup and stuff. I don't know, it's
Yeah,
unique to
it's
me,
definitely interesting.
but
Yeah, definitely
I don't think I'm
interesting.
gonna watch it. But yeah,
I might. If I'm bored at work, I'm a little cold. I got a blanket. I got my blanket ready. Yeah, if I'm bored at work, I might. It's Saturday, so might get a chance.
I'll probably just check
I
X
have a
and see if
question.
it's on there and then watch it. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. The press conference is tomorrow. Do you have any predictions for any press conference shenanigans?
Um, well, I actually posted like my first reaction to the press conference on the channel right now. So if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, then go ahead and check it out. But yeah, I'm curious to see what happens in this press conference. I think there are going to be a lot of like more beef because if you look at the last press conference, it was kind of quiet until Hokit came in. But now that you have this
Yeah.
beef between Ilia and you have this beef between these two guys, right? I just think that they're gonna talk about that a lot, and I think that's gonna be
Right.
very. I think it's gonna be more entertaining than the last one was, for sure. And yeah, I am excited for this. I'm excited for this press conference. I'm just I don't know if there's gonna be any like beef. I think there's gonna be some beef between Diego as well as Steve Garcia because Diego started speaking English recently, which is kind of cool.
Oh.
And he's not that great at it, but Ilia Topuria's gotten really good at his English, and his English wasn't that great in the beginning. So they're all getting better. So it's pretty dope.
Well, that's
What do you
good.
think?
Yeah, that's great that they can speak English. That's awesome. Love that for them. Um, yeah, all of these guys have had viral, not all of them, but a lot of them have had a viral press conference moment. Diego Lopez and Uriah Rodriguez was huge. I'm still surprised they never named that fight. Josh Hokit obviously has his press conferences. The Chama chants were started for Alex. Just Ilia Topuria is press conference menace. Sean O'Malley did the whole belt stealing thing. Like there's all of them. A lot of them have had
Wait, Sean O'Malley stole a belt? I don't remember that.
no he took a belt off someone. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
I don't. Oh no, I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
No, I know
maybe
Ilia
I'll find a
Topuria took
clip.
it off of Volkov, but I don't think Sean O'Malley took it off of anybody.
Oh, he didn't? Oh, okay, I might be
No,
mixing up my guys. I apologize. I'm
no, no, you're
very
good.
tired. It's been a long day. uh,
So we apparently they have this Ribovics versus Edson Barboza happening. I don't know if you've seen that.
that's a good fight.
The
Yeah.
rumors. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is an
that's
interesting
that's
fight. Who do you
awesome.
think
Yeah.
gets on this one?
It's gonna be an absolute hood classic right there. Probably Ribovic wins by
Hmm.
slime out murder, but I think Barbosa has the same capabilities, but I'd lean Ribovic due to youth.
Yeah,
And I'm glad he's back in
yeah.
lightweight. He was floating around in featherweight for a bit. I'm glad he moved back up.
I don't know. I see Edson Barboza losing this fight against Esteban Ribovics. I think
Yeah,
Ribovics is good, like you said, with the youth as well. And I think Barboza, I'm surprised he's still fighting. I don't even know how old he is right now, but I'm just surprised he's still fighting. Like,
he's pushing
yeah,
40 for sure.
yeah, yeah, he's pushing it up there, and he hasn't been doing that well in his last couple of fights, you know.
I mean,
So
he's just
that's kind of
on the way out.
my concern. Yeah, he's on his way. Exactly, he's on his way out. Let me just quickly message Clutch in the meantime for a
Yeah.
second and see if he's joining us in a minute.
Yeah.
Um,
He's not pushing 40. He is 40. Edson
oh,
Barbosa is
he is 40?
40. Yeah, it's nuts. And he's still fighting. Shout out to Edson Barbosa. That's a real Iron Man feat.
Yeah. Um, okay, so rapid fire questions real quick, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, hit me.
Um, for this card. Fight of the night.
Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia.
Performance of the night.
Uh, Ilia Topuria.
Biggest upset.
Michael Chandler.
Most embarrassing loss.
Ciryl Gane.
Funniest possible outcome.
Michael Chandler winning.
And then doing a backflip and saying, "See you at the top, McGregor."
Yeah. Yeah.
Best post fight call out.
Michael Chandler.
You think him over Hoke?
100%.
Really?
Yes, 100%. With everything.
Okay. Um. Okay, if you had to pick one fight, which one do you think is the safest pick?
Sean
Or
O'Malley
safest
versus
bet?
Damon Zahabi.
Oh, you don't think Ilia Topuria is the safest one?
Oh, well, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, Ilia
Like,
Topuria.
if you
That's
want to lock
also.
your money in, I think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, I thought,
safest.
like, yeah, that's. Yeah.
Like,
Maybe. No, Josh Hokit. Josh Hokit. It's also pretty safe.
yeah. I know. So Josh Hokit was basically suggesting, like, okay, I don't respect, and Will Clutch Attitude MMA actually put a video out on this. So go ahead, check out his channel as well. But he literally said, like, um, that I just don't respect people who give up on themselves, and that's what basically Lewis did in his last fight. And then Lewis said that it's not that he gave up on himself. He had like issues, and he had some stuff in injuries and stuff like that with his back. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I still think he's pushing the age, so I don't think that happens. But um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. Did Clutch respond? Anything from him?
no, he didn't. He didn't. No.
That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah, so we got
Uh,
Pereira actually fighting outside. We'll go ahead and take a look at that real quick.
sure,
And
yeah.
yeah, if you do feel like you need to leave, by the way, you can. No
Okay.
issues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Giving the people a show.
Oh, I thought he. Haha. I thought he was giving the hat to like ask for money. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, I
no,
thought he was
yeah.
giving the hat to a fan. Sorry. But yeah, it looks like he was giving it to ask for money. What were you saying? Sorry.
That's funny. That was a funny clip, yeah. But looks like Pereira looks like in good shape. I like that he shaved his head already. He looks
Yeah.
better with the hair, but what can you do? He's stick with that iconic egghead look. But yeah.
His head does look a little bit funnier because he's bigger now.
Hmm.
Um, so it does look a little bit like, yeah, it looks more. He looks more of like an egghead, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
But no disrespect to him because
100%
obviously he's
does.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll beat my ass, yeah. Uh, it'll break my jaw if I ever said that to him live and in person. So it's just jokes, Mr. Pereira, sir.
Yeah. Did you see the beef between Hokit online and Pereira?
Yeah, you mentioned that last time that like Pereira was saying he might get cut, and Hokit was saying like go screw yourself. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Dana White did an interview with Full Set MMA, and he was like, "Dude, I just it's not my thing, but I don't really like what's his name, Hokit for like the character that he has and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just
Oh,
thought it was
really?
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he should like it. That's a star in the making right there, Josh Hokit. And if he continues to fight like that, then he's gonna get a lot of fans. But yeah,
Yeah.
I might take your offer on
Yeah.
unfortunately
No
leaving the
problem.
stream. But I feel like I'm gonna collapse. Well, not like I'm tapped out, man. I was happy that I can get on the stream,
No, thank
but
you for joining, by the way. Yeah.
of course, yeah, happy to.
If you do
Um,
go off, just real quick, if you want to close out with what you want to share with the people.
yeah, just thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram and not Instagram, YouTube and Twitter at Thesposhowmma MMA. I am very tired. I've had a very long day, and I do apologize. I was hoping for Clutch and Mo to show up, but they unfortunately, maybe due to prior commitments, they couldn't. But yeah, I am going to go face first into a couch now. Thank you so much for the MMAK that have me on the show and give me this platform.
Yeah, bro.
I'll
Yeah,
see
no
y'all
problem. Anytime.
later. Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
See you later,
Hope
bro.
to see you Friday.
Yeah, are we doing
Friday. Oh,
I'll message you after.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep
Yeah?
you posted with the whole, like, everything. Yeah. All right. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Peace.
All right. Cheers. Peace. All right, guys. So it's just us right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just play us a quick video, so we can go. Oops, I closed my video. My bad. I'm gonna go ahead and play us a quick video. Basically, Dana White and Marco Rubio did a little press conference for the White House, or at the White House, so to speak. So we'll go ahead and watch that real quick, and then kind of like, I guess, respond from that and kind of give our opinion and whatever the case is. That being said, if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. If you haven't already followed the Thesposhowmma MMA, go ahead and follow him on X. I'm gonna link it down below as well, so everybody can follow him there. And if you are joining and you're in the live, and if you want to ask a question, you're more than welcome to ask any questions you like. But yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and play this and just kind of see what these guys have to say and sort of the way it went. You know? Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming today. I don't know how I could say it better than those two did, but obviously we come from very humble beginnings when we first bought this company 25 years ago. And we believed at that time that this thing would work everywhere and would work all over the world. I've always had this philosophy that, thank God, ended up being true. It doesn't matter what color you are, what country you come from, what language you speak, we're all human beings and fighting's in our DNA. We get it and we like it. I've laid in my hotel room in England many times trying to figure out cricket. Never going to happen. But fighting in any language, as humans, we all get it. And what's been fascinating in our run over the last 25 years is how, when we go into these different countries, presidents of the countries or royal families from these different countries, everybody loves the fights. And more importantly, if somebody looks like you, talks like you, and comes from where you come from, and they're looked at as the best in the world when it comes to fighting, the entire country rallies around them, and it's a pretty powerful thing. So,
yeah, that's something interesting that he said as well. Like, no matter who you are, what country, color, all that like stuff he just basically said. I feel that way too as well, because like I enjoy fighting for being fighting, and like I know a lot of people try to politicize the entire White House thing and all that stuff. But that being said, I'm just a big fan of the MMA and UFC space, right? And I just really enjoy the fights itself. So for me, them being on the White House lawn it's almost like a big cool thing for us to be able to have this sport that was, called human cockfighting at one point, be on the White House lawn. And I don't think this is ever going to happen again. I think this is one time. I think they would have done it in July 4th if they could have, but it just, with the logistics and stuff like that, I don't think they could make it happen. And yeah, we'll go ahead and watch the rest of it because Mark Rubio is going to speak as well. Apparently they're doing something together as well, so I'm not too sure what that is, but it sounds like they're going to be bringing in like more combat sports into. I don't really understand, so we'll take a look at it and see what it is.
I want to thank Secretary Rubio for all of his support, and like Lawrence said, we are absolutely honored to be here and to be a part of this. Thank you, everybody.
It's my turn to speak, right? It's my turn. Well, listen, this is first of all, it'd be an exciting weekend, but an exciting opportunity to sign this. It's totally logical for us to do it. I want to make a couple points. People may ask, well, why UFC? We had this deal with the NFL too, but why UFC? So I have a couple reasons why that I think is very powerful. Here's the first. The first is America, and the ideal behind America is the impossible. That someone tells you can't do that, or that's never going to happen. The whole idea of America is audacious. The very idea that America, that you could have a country where founded on the principle that your rights come not from your government or from your leaders, your rights come from your creator, was an audacious idea. No one else believed that at the world at that time. And that's the foundation. But then beyond that, everything we've done since then as a nation, time and again, how can you achieve some of the things, we're going to put a man on the moon? When President Kennedy announced that we were going to put a man on the moon and return him safely to the earth, no one thought that was possible, and we did it. We are a nation founded on doing what no one else dared to do and no one else aspired to do. And at some level, that's what this whole company, what UFC has been. You see, mixed martial arts is not new. It's been around now for about 30 years, I would say, maybe 35, but there were no rules, there was no structure. I remember the early fights, I used to watch them back in the day, and it was, you could get like a 170-pound Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy fighting a 250-pound heavyweight who was a striker. I was like, how do you put this, the rules weren't clarified? And Dana and the people around him had a vision, and that is to create a structure around this company, to give it rules, to define it by weight class, to structure the events, and it attracted some of the best athletes in the world. And what you've built now is this global company that not so long ago would have seemed impossible. Back in the day when boxing commissions, that's what they're called, or athletic commissions, were a little bit reluctant to give you permits to stage these fights or put on these events, or when no one knew what it was, you were able to plow through that. And today you have one of the most recognizable American sports brands on the planet. And in and of itself, I think reflects so much the American spirit is reflected in this American company. Here's the second point. It truly is the United Nations of fighting. If you think about the number of countries that are represented, and I think that roster will continue to grow, Lawrence, I really do. I think the number of people and champions you're going to get from around the world will continue to be added. And I can tell you this is true, and I can tell you about your global reach because the president, and I have another job and spend a lot of time at the White House, the number of foreign leaders that want to come to this is unbelievable. It's to the point where we may have a diplomatic crisis because it's like, we can't bring everybody. And so they follow, and some of them don't even have a fighter in the fight from their country. They just want to come because they are fans of the sport and they follow it. But to be honest with you, some of the countries that are represented in these fights, most Americans, because it's not their job to track this, have never heard of that country in their life. I've never heard about their country. I've never heard about that person, where they came from, until they saw a fighter from that nation step into the ring. And between that and the...
Yeah, that's very true, by the way. So like when I watch fighting, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know where this guy is from. And I learned about that nation. I learned about that nationality. Like, I think, what's her name? Valentina Shevchenko, where she's from. Like, I've never heard of that place, before, and I can't seem to think of it right now off the top of my mind because I'm trying to figure out what it is that they're going to be signing. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play it again, and then I'll give you guys what that is as well.
Bios that sometimes come with the profiles leading up to the fight. It is also educating Americans about cultures, societies all over the world. The third is the power of convening. We have very few things left in our society, and I would say in the world, that convenes us all. We are so divided by so many different things. We get our news from different places. We follow different accounts online. We do everything separate from one another in this country, and I would say increasingly around the world. We are so polarized. There are only a handful of things that bring people together in one place at one time, united by their interest in one thing. We need more of those. We need more of those forums and those settings in which we can bring people together to enjoy something together and find something in common. And if you've been to UFC fights, and I've been to many, and you look into the crowd, the crowd is as diverse as you can imagine. And I'm not talking about ethnic background. I'm talking about economic background. I'm talking about social background. I'm talking about geographic. This is one of those few things we have left in our country, and I would say in the world, that brings so many people from so many different places, so many different backgrounds, and so many different points of view together for a few hours to enjoy one thing in common. And the bonding power of that is incredible. And it's something we want to share with the world, which is why making the sports diplomacy such an important agreement we're going to sign today. The last point I would make is it is my view, and I am very impressed by a man who's 6'9" or 6'10" that can run like a gazelle and dunk a basketball. Although if you're 6'10", the rim is only 10 feet tall, so you're halfway, or more than halfway there. But I think NBA players are incredible athletes. I always say that there are plenty of people in the NBA that could play in the NFL, and I love the NFL, but I don't think there are very many people in the NFL that could play in the NBA. But it is my personal view that some of, if not the greatest fighters, some of the greatest athletes in the world are the men and women on your roster.
I mean, we got the NFL player, Josh Hokit, from, I think it was the 49ers he was playing for. In the UFC, but he looks tremendous as a heavyweight. So if people can put it together like he can, I think that'd be cool. That being said, I love basketball, and I love football as well. not a big fan of soccer. But yeah, okay.
Because it doesn't just involve endurance and strength, it involves physical courage, it involves the ability to fight through pain. In fact, was it in Miami a few weeks ago? We were watching one of the fights, and I don't want to.
He's talking about Carlos Ulberg, who won the fight against Jiří Procházka.
Call anybody out, but I think the guy, did he tear his ACL in that the last fight his knee was hurt. Like, he would not have made it to that second round.
Yeah.
And he scored in the last 30 seconds a knockout. You think about the courage, like if I tear my ACL.
I mean, this is crazy, right? Because if we were that person in the octagon at that moment, I'm pretty sure most of us would have quit. Like, I would have quit for sure. I mean, that to me is just crazy. The fact that he even won with that injury being in place, and the fact that Jiří just couldn't seem to figure it out, like in quote unquote showed mercy, which I don't think he did. But it's just crazy to see that he got knocked out with a guy who was already injured. You know what I mean? That being said, it's also incredible, right? It shows you what you can come from and sort of like, no one really cared about Carlos Ulberg until he won the championship. And I don't know if people do still care currently. From my understanding, the common consensus is like, he's okay and he's not really, that well known yet globally, just because, the way he won that fight. And then also before that, he wasn't very talkative and stuff like that. He didn't really promote himself that much. But that being said, I would love to see, like, if he does go on and continue to defend his belt maybe once or twice or 3 times, how does his, notoriety change from there? And how do people look at him from there? Do people look at him like, oh, shit, this guy is actually really, really good? Does he change my mind? Does he change, Colin's mind? I mean, I don't think Colin was really happy. I mean, if you guys watched that video that Colin did, he was the one who posted and created the video for me after that whole fight, because I was out with my family and stuff like that, who came over to visit during that weekend, and he did a whole fight, and he was just like, bro, I'm so pissed off, like, I cannot believe Jiří Procházka lost that fight. But the amount of adversity that the Ulberg had to go through to win that title fight, and in that octagon within those 2 minutes, that to me is just remarkable, right? So yeah, I'll let him finish real quick, and then we'll go into the next thing.
Like, I'm done, right? Most people, like, you tear your ACL or you blow out your knee. He blew out his knee. You're done.
Dude,
and this
crazy.
guy went another 2.5 minutes with a blown out knee and scored a last second knockout. Because if he probably doesn't even make it out of the corner in the second round, because he's in danger with a lame leg like that. Think about the courage that takes. Think about how inspiring that is for the crowd to see something like that. It speaks to the human spirit. And you very rarely get to see that anymore in many of the sports. There's not a criticism of any of those sports, but it's a testament to this one. And why we're so excited, not just about Sunday night, but we're excited about what this brand means about America's ability to expand and reach out to different parts of the world. You will see these cards, you're hosting them in 17 or 18 different jurisdictions. That's gonna grow, in my opinion. And as you grow more countries that you go to and do this, but in the end, it will be an American company and an American brand that's bringing this sport, even though it may be their fighters, bringing this sport to those places. And that is the definition of American soft diplomatic power. And so we're excited to sign this today, and we're really excited about Sunday. We're never going to see anything like that again, guys, ever. I was there late last night. They were testing the pyrotechnics. I'm not going to give away anything other than to say they work. It was good. Secret Service wasn't as excited by the explosions, but everybody else. And what they built out there is phenomenal. We'll never see it again. Although the president's threatening to leave it permanently. You heard that, right? He's threatening to leave the gym. Just don't know. Maybe, we'll just host weekly fights between people in politics, and and settle our scores that way. But all kidding aside, Sunday is an unbelievable, historic, I think never to be repeated until next year experience.
That was actually quite funny, because he was like, never to be repeated until next year. Man, if they did, I don't think they would do that again, ever. But it was just funny the way he did that. That was hilarious.
For the American people to be able to see a sport, this is where I want to close. And I made this point earlier. We were doing a little interview about it. The White House is the people's house. It belongs to the people of the United States. The American 250 celebration belongs to the people of the United States. And there are millions and millions of Americans from all walks of life that are not necessarily attuned to politics or the financial markets or anything else, but they love the sport. And every Saturday, if you got a big event once a month, they're tuning in and they're watching, and they hosted it. For them to be—
It's funny because he said big event once a month, but bro, like, this is the biggest stage you could ever have. And the fact that he butchered that, I mean, it is once a month a big event, but like it's every weekend. You know what I mean? Like I would have, if it was me, I would have been like, they have fights every weekend, every Saturday.
Be able to see this event with their White House in the background as part of our celebration as a country in our 250 years, I think is a gift to the American people. That's what Saturday Sunday is about. It's a gift to the American people. They're going to see their White House in their capital on their nation's birthday, celebrating with a historic event. We could have had a band, and we have great bands. We could have done a Shakespeare in the Park production. There are a lot of things we could have done with it, but this one will have people watching, probably over, what, 1 billion people all over the world.
1 billion people. I don't know if that's a true number, dude, but holy shit, if that is a true number, that's some crazy shit. I do think some of these matchups are like MVP fight card matchups, if I'm being honest. Like, I think Lewis is going to slime out. I think Hokit's going to slime out Lewis, right? I think Steve Garcia is going to, like, if it's on the feet, he's gonna be able to slime out Diego Lopes. Even though Diego Lopes is really, really good. Like, I'm not underestimating his talent. But based on his last couple of performances, and you never know. Like, the thing with fighting is anything can fucking happen. Like, anything at all can happen, which is really cool. But in the same breath, it's just like, you don't know what you don't know, and it's just, yeah, it's like, who would have ever predicted Sean Strickland beating like Israel Adesanya when he did, right? Israel Adesanya coming off of that win against Alex Pereira, just knocking out Alex Pereira after all these, like, he had like what, 2 fights or 2 matchups in kickboxing, 2 matchups with him or that was the second matchup, right? In the UFC, in MMA, in a different sport altogether. This guy basically went from, who's fighting this weekend, basically went from kickboxing, saw Adesanya's rise, and then was like, oh, fuck this, I'm going to MMA as well. Comes to MMA and dominates the entire thing. And like, you see the trajectory of these 2 fighters, right? Izzy's on the downward spiral. Alex Pereira is currently at the moment on the upward spiral, right? He had that fight against Magomed Ankalaev. The first one, he looked terrible. I don't know why. I think it was just that strength of schedule for him was just a little bit extra, and I think he could have taken a couple more extra months and then had that fight against Magomed Ankalaev and been more refreshed and just more at peace. But that being said, he comes into the next fight and he just slimes him out in the first round, like immediately. He puts that pressure on like crazy. Didn't care what Magomed Ankalaev was gonna bring back, and then just slimes him the fuck out easily. And he didn't even hit him flush. He hit him pretty. Like on the, I think it was on the dome piece, but like towards the top of his dome piece. And then even with that, he still like won that fight, and it confirmed what we all thought was supposed to happen in the first fight, right? So that's his last fight he's actually had, to be fair. And now coming into this next fight, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. Like I said earlier in the show with Colin, Thesposhowmma MMA, it's just interesting to see because it's like, Ciryl Gane kind of represents like style, Ilia Adesanya, style bender, right? The way he's like fast on his feet, he's quick, he's dynamic when it comes to like his striking and stuff like that as well. And Ciryl Gane can go 1-2 punch, and then get out of range and come back in. And then if Alex can't catch him, it's gonna be a bit of a long ass boring fight, if I'm being honest with you guys. That being said, I'll finish this off, and then we'll go into the next thing, which is going to be the White House fight card. Not the White House fight card, sorry. It's going to be the full, like, Full-Send did this entire video around showing the entire White House, the claw, basically. They showed the entire thing. So we're going to go ahead and have a look at that. There's going to be some people that might be joining us as well. Clutch, I'm not sure if he's going to still be joining us. He said he would be. I don't think Mo's joining us at all. I can double check my phone in a second, but yeah.
1 billion people all over the world will be watching America celebrate its 250th birthday with the White House in the background and some of the best athletes in the world in that octagon. And we're happy to be a part of that. And we're happy to be a part of all the things we're going to be working on together in the years to come. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for covering it. Thank you guys for coming. The State Department, a lot of people here work at the State Department. We have members of the Diplomatic Corps. They get invited to a lot of meetings, but not many like this one. So this is great. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going to mute it real quick and read to you guys what's happening. So apparently these guys, it says Secretary of State Marco Rubio and UFC CEO Dana White signed a memorandum of understanding to create a public-private partnership aimed to expanding mixed martial arts globally and using the UFC for U.S. sports diplomacy. The agreement was signed to leverage the UFC's massive global reach as a soft power ambassador, similar to existing State Department partnerships with the NFL. The signing also served to drum up excitement for a historic mixed martial arts event scheduled to be hosted on the White House South Lawn. For a closer look at the official signing ceremony and speeches given by Secretary Rubio, Mark, and Dana White, you can click on the video that I just played for you guys. And so you see it there as well while I'm reading that. But, I mean, that's what we have for you at the moment with this one. Let's go into the next portion, which I just shared with you earlier, being the White House, the tour of the actual UFC 250 Freedom 250, sorry. Okay.
Do not get in the octagon. Everywhere else is relatively okay.
That's so crazy. He doesn't want him in the octagon. I mean, this thing looks really, really cool, to be honest with you guys. I'm going to just lower the volume a little bit. But yeah, this is the entire claw. So it looks like the lights are all at the top, the music, the speakers, all that stuff. It's pretty crazy. They had this in a different state altogether, and they had to drive it over to Washington. And this is the White House, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, of course it is. Hold on. Look how much press is on the lawn. Man, whoever the cameraman is going so quick. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I was thinking they were so zoomed in, like they should zoom out a little bit more. So that's kind of cool you did that. But that looks like where all the press is going to be, huh? That is crazy.
Some 4,000 seats have been set up on the actual road and the White House. And just behind here,
You can just see everybody's posting about it. So fascinating. I heard apparently cops are going in there. Different people are going in there, just kind of like excited. But now that the guy said that you can't go into the octagon, they probably don't let them in there anymore. But that's cool. They have like the UFC 250 Freedom. Are those the TV screens? I'm wondering. Is that a TV screen there? Oh, it might be. Yeah, the octagon like they normally have it. They have the. This looks like they have the commentary booth right there, and then probably Dana White and all that. Oh, Judge One, it says here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Would be dope to get there. I heard the bonus is going to be split between the winner and the loser. I heard it's going to be like 600K for the winner and 400K for the loser with the bonus itself. So whoever gets fight of the night, they're going to get like pretty much that portion of the $1 million. Yeah, so he was saying, Dana White was saying there's like 4,500 seats available, but they're all given to all these like other people. I think the issue is that security-wise, they can't just give it to random MMA fans and stuff like that, which to me, that kind of makes more sense anyways. So they have to, you know, give it to people that they can vet, and you can't just get on there anyways. However, you know what I mean. Even though it would be cool to be an MMA fan and be on that White House lawn. That being said, it's gonna be a cool experience just to watch it from home. Oh, this is the
I'm gonna go over the UFC
presser
Freedom.
thingy that I did a little thing on. I was just reclipping that from the previous when the press conference was done. I think the press conference Colin said was yesterday, or sorry, tomorrow. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm going to check real quick if Clutch is going to go ahead and join me, which it doesn't look like that is the case at the moment. Last time I heard from him, it was 20 minutes ago. That being said, we're going to go into a little bit of what is on X at the moment. So right now, what we have going on is obviously that White House fight card, and we have this interview that we have this interview that Daniel Cormier did basically with Ilia Topuria. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that with you guys right now, and let's crack into it. Sorry, I'm just twitching a little bit. My bad.
Listen, if he's gonna.
All right. So yeah.
Question is, do you really believe that you can get Justin Gaethje out of there as early as you're saying to everyone?
Listen, if he's gonna do what he's been saying, that he's gonna move forward and do all those kind of things, I'm gonna put him to sleep in the first 2 minutes. Why? Because this is all I need. I need my opponents to stop in the middle with me to start to exchange punches, and I'm the best in there. I'm the best in the pocket. If he starts running, may it goes to the second round, to the third round, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna end up catching him. Like, I know that the finish will arrive at some point. You mentioned the fight against Josh Hokit. That fight was a little bit different. I had.
Question is,
So this whole interview would actually be pretty interesting to watch the whole thing. But what I did hear was they were talking about Alexander Volkanovski and him fighting him. And he said Alexander Volkanovski was like laughing, like, "Ah ha ha, you can't catch me, right?" And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, it's gonna come. That my time's gonna come." Ilia Topuria saying this, and the reason why is because he said they have to take a break. They can't just keep running the whole time, so they have to take a break at some point. And once they do take a break and they have that second to breathe, boom, there he is, comes into the pocket, boom, 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 knocks him out, right? So yeah, I think it's pretty unique. We do have. Was it 1 second, this guy trying to take down Rob. Let's see what happens here. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this tab in a second, and bear with me. Here we go. All right, apparently this is Nick Shirley. I don't know who Nick Shirley is. All I know is there's Marab and there's Colby Covington, and here we go.
Go. Let's go. Let's go, my friend.
Hey, get him a contract, man.
I already got submission. Man, he's gonna finish Peter Yan, huh? That was easy. Look at all that practice. Looks like they try to do a second one as well, which is crazy. But yeah, that's interesting. I think Murado's been doing a lot of funny stuff like that with people recently, which is kind of cool. And it's just interesting to see that fight. Bear with me 1 second. All right, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any questions for me. If you want me to answer anything about the fights coming up. Yeah, just let me know. We might have Clutch joining, like I said earlier, but that's not yet put together yet, so he hasn't confirmed if he's gonna be joining either. All right, let's go watch a little quick video on Josh Hokit. We're gonna go into that right now, and then we'll see what that's about. It says the real side of Josh Hokit. Oh, the volume's off. Sorry, 1 second, guys.
When Josh Hokit is inside the octagon, he is a problem.
Perseverance means when one door closes, another one opens.
Hokit is a phenomenal athlete. He has really good wrestling and believes that he can challenge at the top of the division.
It doesn't matter if you get knocked down, you stay relentless and you keep finding a way.
If you think you can beat me in a fist fight, or is you dumb?
Fighting freedom, the pursuit of happiness, to make something out of yourself in this life.
He's exactly what the UFC heavyweight division needs, a character like him.
Okay!
When I was 6 or 7 years old, I watched some pro wrestling. I remember watching The Undertaker, Rey Mysterio. I like the guys with the mask for whatever reason.
Look at Mysterio! Oh my God, a crossbody!
One of the most destructive forces is Gane.
Yeah, even Colin said this. He comes off as a very very WWE-esque fighter, and even Colin said if he doesn't like make it in the UFC, which I think he's already made it, but if he doesn't do well after this fight or whatever the case is, he can definitely go and have a good career towards the end of it, like at the WWE, which he still might do that anyways. Like regardless, I think he still will win the championship in the UFC. I just don't know if Steve Stevenson, if he's going to be an issue, or if Tom Aspinall will be an issue for him, Pereira will be an issue for him. I mean, there's a lot of really good fighters right now at the top of the UFC heavyweight division. Volkov, you got Waldo Cortez Acosta, you got Pavlovich. So yeah, we'll see.
It was like mysterious. The Thin, it wasn't too long till my dad told me it was fake. He wanted me and my brothers to be tough. He wanted me to have a real outlook on life. He was a crazy wrestling dad. When I was 4, I started wrestling. I ended up being a national champ at 6 years old. And then at 8 years old, I repeated that. Me and my brother.
That is crazy to have someone like that in the heavyweight division. It's not too long ago that Daniel Cormier and all these guys like Ben Askren were talking about this specifically and saying that, you know, in the heavyweight division, I think it was probably like even 6 months ago or a year ago. And they were saying in the heavyweight division, we just need one of these, you know, Division 1 wrestlers or one of these big heavyweight wrestlers, and they're going to give it a problem to these heavyweight fighters in the UFC. But there's none of those American wrestlers in the UFC, and I think that's kind of what we got here. Not just a guy who's a wrestler, but a WWE guy. I mean, arguably, his performance against Curtis Blades on the last one, that was, to me, that was impeccable. Not impeccable, but it was just such an entertaining fight. It was a great fight. It was a fight that we never saw in heavyweight division for a while. Everyone was kind of like on the internet just like talking about it like as if the heavyweights are all blobs, which to be fair, most of them are blobs. But that being said, I think he just did such a great job that it kind of turned the tide on the heavyweight division. Then you have Alexander Rakic moving up from light heavyweight. You have Johnny Walker moving up from light heavyweight. You have specifically Alex Pereira moving up from light heavyweight as well. So these 3 dudes from light heavyweight moving up to heavyweight, I think all these 3 guys are basically saying like, hey, Josh Hokit is not a big guy at heavyweight. He's just using his speed and endurance and his strengths of being a fast guy at heavyweight to, I mean, the last fight that Josh Hokit had, he won by flipping the dude off, by giving the guy a birdie at the very end. It was so good. It was such a good fight. He literally like he made him tired as hell. The fight before the Curtis Blades fight, sorry, but he made him tired as hell, and then he just literally like and who was this? It was Freeman, Denzel Freeman, and that was January, in the beginning of the year, January 24th, and he made that guy look like he just had no gas for him really, and I mean, the dude literally, like, if I could show that right now, I would. But, and they might show it in this actually, but he just flipped him off and was like, the other guy was like, Denzel Freeman was like, I'm freaking done, dude. Sorry. That's incredible.
We ended up wrestling in college together at Fresno State.
Josh Hokit is now a 2-time All-American. Fresno State hasn't had an All-American wrestler since 2003.
It was just for wrestling, and then I ended up walking on to football.
Multi-sport athlete in football and wrestling, played both running back and linebacker.
Yeah, so I was right earlier. It is 49ers.
And he won the wrestling scholarship to Drexel University.
People are feeling sorry for themselves, saying one sport's too much, and I'm a prime example of what the human body could really do.
I didn't know the direction I wanted to take with football, and it wasn't until later and the coaches started telling me that I was good enough to play at the next level. And then the 49ers called. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. When you're playing football, everyone wants to be the guy. And so when you're not the star player, then you're just a role guy. I couldn't accept not being the guy. My gut instinct was just telling me, like, it was just, I'm made for more.
I think that's good to hear from a fighter specifically. Maybe not good for a person in real life or in everyday life, but from a fighter specifically to notice and recognize that you have more to give, and that having the team and just not being able to like not be the guy, I guess it's kind of cool for the UFC specifically, because then that means if you're doing really well and you're training well, which we're gonna see in a second where he's training as well. Well, the wink. Well, we see it here. Sorry, but meaning like he lives there. So yeah, I think that's really good for him, right? But yeah.
My brother moved to Albuquerque to start training MMA with the two legendary coaches at Jackson Wink. That's when he made the transition to MMA. He told me that I should be here. I started training. I just fell in love with the sport.
When Josh first came in the gym, I noticed right away that he was just going to grind. I couldn't believe his explosiveness. What's incredible about Incredible Hulk's journey is he's done it all. I mean, he wrestling at the highest level, then he's going to the end. NFL, and he says, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go win this UFC title. I'm going to go after this next goal of mine.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize my mic was muted. But what I was saying is that pretty much, you know, what's crazy about this is that he's training where John Jones is training. You know? The GOAT, arguably the GOAT of MMA. I don't consider him the GOAT. For me, GSP is the GOAT. And Alex Pereira will be the GOAT this weekend. No, I'm just kidding. But meaning like, if Alex Pereira does unify the belt with Tom Aspinall and beats Tom Aspinall, then I would maybe consider him being the GOAT at that point. Then having a couple title defenses as well at heavyweight. But all that to say, like, with John Jones training out of this Jackson Wink gym, and then, you know, Josh Hokit going there, it just says a lot about his commitment to the fight game. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna show the world that I can win doing it my way. Josh is all committed. He actually lives here. He's got an apartment here at the gym. He's all in. It's 100%.
I wasn't training just to stay in shape. I have to be training for something. And so when I started doing MMA, I had dreams of making it to the UFC.
Josh Hokit making his LFA debut.
When I signed with LFA, that's when my career started really taking off.
Huge shot from Josh Hokit. That's a wrap.
There was a lot more fights in a short amount of time.
He's got it. Oh, and he is teeing off. This is not going to last longer. And that is it.
And the Dana White Contender Series was the foot in the door to showcase my skill set.
It's all going down right here at Dana White's Contender Series.
It was a surreal moment. It felt like my dreams were becoming a reality.
Here's the former NFL player, the Incredible Hulk.
He's exactly what the UFC heavyweight division needs. He's a champion wrestler. He knows how to get fights to the ground, and he's a finisher.
It's Hokit in the red, Ciryl in the blue.
The fight was tough.
You knew this was coming. Hokit gets the takedown.
If I kept sticking with my game plan, no one could hold that type of pace.
Hokit is starting to beat on him bad now.
It was a TKO finish.
That's it. Josh Hokit gets the finish.
Josh Hokit.
If you're going to give me some mic time, I'm going to make the most of that opportunity as well, not just the opportunity in the cage.
This division needs wrestling like me. Line them all up, and one by one, I give them a good old American beatdown. I've been chewed up and spit out, and I continue to find a way, and I will find a way to that UFC gold. Mark my words.
I like people who speak up and speak out like this. I think the UFC really does need a lot more people like this. I think a lot of people, whoever say it's cringe and stuff like that, they just are retarded, honestly. I don't know you can say that anymore, but you know, I mean, it's just, who gives a shits? Like, people are gonna find something to complain about whether they like it or not, whether we like it or not. Sorry, but that being said, I just think it's so good that we have people. We need more people like this, like Arman Sarukian, people like Josh Hokit, people like Derrick Lewis, who are genuinely very funny. I mean, Derrick Lewis is like a whole different level of funny, but that's the thing I think that misses with Ilia Topuria, right? He says things and he's like really, you know, he says things that are very cocky and very arrogant as well, but he's not funny. And dude, Conor McGregor is way more funnier than Ilia Topuria, and I think if Ilia Topuria just had a little bit more of that personality, or that little bit more of that excitement, or like not excitement, but like just a little bit more of the banter when he speaks, I think then he would be a little bit better well known.
Here we are, about to enter paradise. I used to not have a TV in here. I had a lot of free time, and so I drew these pictures. But I knocked a few people out, and I was able to afford a TV. The Incredible Hulk is the beast character that comes out that isn't scared of the moment. I come to devour. You will know the day. You will know the hour. We all feel.
Yeah, I think this is funny that he just like, fear is the enemy. He has all these positive things on his wall. This is like he's in the trenches, so to speak, in this career. And I like the fact that even though he had that fight against Curse Blades, he's not satisfied yet, because he could have easily moved out, right? But he's still in the trenches. He's still giving it his 100%. He's still putting in the work. Like, to me, that says a lot about his character and just his perseverance. Even, you know, leaving the football, NFL, and stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Anxiety and fear. I felt like I needed to create something in my mind that stepped out and stepped up to that moment. You're on a railroad train. You go through a tunnel. The tunnel is dark, but you're still going forward. But you keep going forward every night you go on stage. Andy Kaufman, you have to let go. Of everything, when you step into the octagon, that's where the Incredible Hulk was created.
Undefeated as he makes his UFC debut is Josh Hokit.
I'm here to impose my will. I'm not here to play it safe. I'm looking to put the pressure on everyone.
Oh, man. Oh, he's out. Wow. Time knockout for Josh Hokit.
In my second fight with Denzel Freeman.
Hokit's got him fighting at a real high pace.
Hokit's highly aggressive.
He was too tired to continue. He took a knee, and then the ref stopped it.
Not sure, Ted.
Yeah, that was where he just flipped a birdie. Like literally like a few seconds ago. He just flipped a birdie to Denzel Freeman, and Denzel Freeman just went on his knees. That's crazy.
Knows where he is. No, that's gonna be it. He pushed a tremendous pace.
And that's when I got my opportunity with Curtis Blades.
When Josh
His third fight in the UFC, and he's fighting Curtis Blades. That's insane, dude.
Hokit is inside the octagon, he is a problem.
It was the same mentality. Put the pressure on him, and let's see who quits first. I found out he doesn't quit on himself.
Curtis Blades in black, Josh Hokit in white.
Good jerk, Josh. Great jerk.
Ooh.
Oh, nice right hand by Hokit.
Oh. Oh! Big connection by Hokit.
Oh, now he's breaking. Now he's breaking.
What a wild start.
This is one of the wildest heavyweight fights of all time.
I remember I went to my corner, and Greg Jackson said, well, you talked a lot of so you better back it up. And I told him to the death. To beat me, he was going to have to kill me.
Oh! What a combination.
Take it from him. Go take it. This is a crazy heavyweight fight.
Hokit smells blood in the water. What a fight.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was so hyped for this fight. I could not believe it. I was actually with my family that weekend. That was the Yuri Olberg fight. And I was with my family that weekend. And I was we're at like a food truck stop. And we're eating, and I was just on my phone. And I had to like literally walk away from everybody just to go look on my phone and be like, what the fudge am I actually watching here? This is so incredible. And I just like stood away for the entire fight, watching it till it ended, start to finish. And it was just so good.
What is there not to like? When it's time to get litty, you know I could get jiggy. I toot my own horn and beat my own drum. But if you think you can beat me in a fist fight, boy, is you dumb.
The fact that he had the freaking energy to even like do that after that type of fight, to me is like insane, bro. Like, how do you, like, that's some dedication right there. That's why I say it's like it takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, because that's not easy. I mean, after that type of fight, a barn burner, you know, going all 3 rounds, and even like halfway through like the fight, after the first 7.5 minutes into the fight, he looks like he's hella tired. Like he just can't even like breathe anymore. And like it was just so crazy to watch him and then see how it kind of all came to fruition. And then he just gets called for the Derrick Lewis fight, which they're gonna show us right now. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Hokit.
I see myself as the heavyweight world champ. When you put that type of pressure on yourself, you get to see who you are as a person.
I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete.
Fighting means freedom. Fighting means courage.
Yeah.
Fighting was the greatest decision of my life.
The rocky and roller skates.
I feel like I'm exactly where I belong.
Ah!
He's a little crazy animal, honestly, that guy. But what's cool about him is like he has like that courage to put himself out there, whether people like him or not. He's just being him. Now this is quite funny as well. This is where we got Derrick Lewis, and they're basically giving him props for this entire thing. Derrick Lewis is just so naturally hilarious, but they're giving him props for this whole thing, saying that, you know, he earned the award for being clean and stuff like that. And then his response to this is so hilarious. So you guys will see it. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, but like, what the fuck was that? Watch.
75 perfect test history in the program. And when we presented Derrick with his jacket back in 2022, he at that time had the record for the most TKOs in the UFC at 13. Well, since that time, he's accumulated 3 more. So he still holds that record, I think, by 3. And I think that's significant. And that's what this program is all about. Here you have the strongest, arguably the most powerful fighter in the history of the UFC, and he's done it clean. throughout that tenure. He's been in the program since day one. This program launched June 1st, 2015. If you do the math, which I like to do, that's in excess of 4,000 consecutive days where Derrick's been held accountable. He's had to file where he could be located to be tested, and every one of those 75 samples that he has provided have been squeaky clean. So Derrick, congratulations again. Director Carter, I think, would just like to say a few words before she gives you your pin.
First, thank you so much, Derrick, on behalf of the White House, President Trump, the Office of National Drug Control Policy. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. I can't say it enough for choosing to remain drug-free. That's incredible. You're a real example for children all over the world and in the United States especially. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Here's your little pen. You forgot your jacket, though, man.
There you go. You forgot my jacket. Well, we've got this beautiful pin for you right here. Thank you for everything you're doing, and thank you from the Office of National Drug Control Policy as well. A little token from us.
What an awkward.
Thank you, guys. Congrats, Derrick.
You're welcome. Thank you.
What an awkward. Look at it. This is so awkward. I think these people are just happy to get the picture with him. I mean, that's what they probably came up for. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not really kidding. I think we have Clutch joining us in a second, by the way. Clutch, if you're there, join us, buddy. Join us.
Well, Derrick, who would have thought? Oh,
he put his finger out. Oh, okay, I didn't watch that part. I didn't see it. Then let me know when they're gone.
it's closed.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, did you?
Yo, Derrick Lewis. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What was that? Who said I've been clean all this time? I told y'all. I don't got nothing against drugs, but, you know,
a little weed, don't
marijuana every now and then help me out. But shit, if y'all don't give me a medal, I appreciate it. Next question.
She also called you an example to children. Were you ever expecting to get that praise?
Who?
She said you're an example to children all around the world.
Man, I'm going to tell, nah. I would say fuck them kids, but nah, I ain't going to do that. But
yeah, that sounds
that's pretty.
Dude, Derrick Lewis is so stupid and funny. I mean, he's not stupid, sorry. He's just hilariously, stupidly funny. That's what I meant to say.
Cool. That's pretty cool.
When is the weirdest time you've ever had to do a drug test?
It's always right after I take a shit for some reason. Then they have to wait like 3 or 4 hours at my house waiting for me to take a piss.
It's a sad story. So Josh Hokit was in here earlier, and he obviously had a few things to say. He said he wants to have you kidnapped by mimes so they can do unspeakable things to you. He said a lot of other stuff. Curious what you make of the whole Hokit experience.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I'm a freaky type of dude, you know, so I don't mind some minds playing my booty hole or nothing like that.
What?
Have you had it before?
No, my wife, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing. No, I ain't never had nothing before.
Dude, he just literally gave it away. He goes, I'll just take that back. You can't take it back, bro. You just fucking said it. What are you talking about? How can you take that back, bro? What the fuck? Oh, dude, his wife plays with his booty hole. That's hilarious. I know, if we learned anything about Lewis, man, just take him very serious because his wife fucking plays with his booty hole, bro. Like, you gotta take that shit seriously.
No, man.
When you look at his fight with Curtis Blades, do you anticipate he will come out and try and fight you in the same way, or is that just a recipe for disaster?
No, I don't think he's going to fight me like that. I believe that he's going to really try to utilize his wrestling and stuff like that. I'll probably try to stand a little bit. really, I believe that he's going to try to get me tired. So he's going to try to go to the body a lot and stuff like that, and a lot of clinch. And he's just try to get me tired.
Now, listen, obviously, we're very excited to see your post-fight celebrations, throwing the cup, all that sort of stuff. But do you think maybe in this particular venue, you might have to tone that down a little bit?
This is my first time here, so I got to make it memorable. So I'm sorry in advance.
Derrick, you know, I watched an interview that you did earlier last week, and you said this will probably be the first fight where you won't hear fans kick him in the dick. So what are you expecting on Sunday with like kind of this very unique crowd out there?
I don't know. I don't even know who's going to be there, so I don't even know how the atmosphere is going to be. I just know it's going to be crazy. This is my first time I've seen the White House, besides like on a movie or something like that.
Did you ever want to come to the White House?
I wanted to come in the White House just to see how it is and do some things like Bill Clinton did in there and just say that I did it.
Have you met President Trump?
I haven't met him before, but I just talked to him on the phone. Well, I tried to talk to him on the phone, but the crowd was so loud, like after my fight in Tennessee, I couldn't really hear what he was saying, but I did hear his voice. Sound just like the South Park character. Yeah.
I also saw an interview where you said that you were going to, quote, go fist to ass when you were talking about this fight. So would you care to elaborate?
It's self-explained. Shit, if you try to grab me, I'm like all check and punch me in the ass if I have to. You know, got to get the win.
Derrick, right here on the left or center left. He said he's going to make you.
She raised her hand while you talking. I thought it was one of them things. Well, go ahead.
What?
My bad. Go ahead. What?
That's
okay.
Hilarious.
Josh Hokit said he's going to make you retire and make you sell old man ass wipe. Have you talked to Dude Wipes about getting in Werther's original combination?
It would be great to get some Dude Wipes because I do use Dude Wipes like the coffee flavor, so it'd be good. If he could hook me up with that, it'd be awesome. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Derrick, over here. You had a great interview with John Anik leading up to this fight, and you talked about, you know, making money. You're able to provide for your family, but it also hurts some of the relationships in your life. I'd like to know if another fighter coming up, similar goals, you know, were to ask for advice about, you know, taking care of the people around you, what would you say to them?
Shit. Don't do it because I did it and people still never satisfied. So there's no matter what you do or say, they still not gonna be satisfied.
I do have some lighter questions coming from Texas. Are you going for the Spurs to get it done, or do you got to wait till next year for the Rockets to try again?
No, I just wait till next year. You know, if you know anything about Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas, we don't like each other. So
that's even true for Austin. Apparently, like people from who are here from Houston, who are like studying at UT and stuff. When I first moved here, they're like, "I'm from Houston, bro. I don't care about Austin." Blah 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 blah. In my head, I'm like, "Dude, you freaking living here, bro. What are you talking about?" But it's just that they have that like. What's it called? Just that like tribal mentality, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Fuck 'em.
And the final question, if you were president, would you want your birthday to be a holiday where nobody goes to work, or would you want your face on one of the coins?
You don't got no more options than that?
You want to be on one of the bills?
No, I wouldn't want to be on nothing like that. Like free food, buffet type stuff. That'd be good.
Thank you.
Free food buffet type shit. That'd be pretty good. Honestly, if they had an Indian buffet like next to me, that was like they have one next to me, but that place was like giving free food away like for the buffet. I wouldn't complain, man. That'd be dope. But yeah, I can cook my own Indian food. So I mean, like the samosa in this entire live stream that I made.
Derrick, you said you don't even know who's going to be there in terms of the environment, but fighting outside is a little different experience. Have you been able to do anything to prepare for that? And I guess what are you expecting with potentially weather, bugs, that sort of thing that could be out there?
Not at all. The last time I fought outside, they locked me up 3.5 years. So I have experience in that thing. And I live in Texas, and we got mosquitoes and bugs all day long. Bigger than you. Biting ass all day. So I'm used
Bigger than you, biting ass all day, dude. Like, what the fuck? Bro, I don't even know where the fuck he comes up with this shit, but it's just so fucking funny.
to that.
Derrick, I asked Josh Hokit this. I asked him, what would the fans rather
Yo, literally, like, he said Josh Hokit, and they put Josh Barnett. What the fuck? I just noticed that.
see? You take your pants off at the White House or Josh Hokit get on the mic? What do you think?
What do you think? I don't even like this guy, so I would like to take my pants off just because you said that. Please let me take my pants off. All right.
You got to ask the president, not me.
Nah, I ain't asking him. I'm gonna just do it.
We've got Clutch joining us right now as well. So I'm gonna wait for him to show up. And hey, bro, how are you?
Oh, man,
Yo.
Finally.
All good, bro. I'm glad you can
Finally.
make it, bro.
Sorry about that, man. It's just, it's when freaking technology gets on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you, bro. You're all good. But dude, I'm glad you got to even. I'm glad you even made it because I wasn't sure if you were gonna be able to join. What'd you have going on? You said.
No, I'm trying to do a video with a local guy, and I'm just, I was just waiting for him, but he's tied up, so. Then,
Yeah.
Then I was waiting for him, but he's all good. I'll probably make the video later.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And I saw you put that video out earlier today as well. You were kind of talking about that, and I kind of covered it a little bit, but I wanted to let you give your side of that story between Josh Hokit and what he said about Derrick Lewis.
Yeah. So Josh Hokit, he came out and said that he doesn't have any respect towards a fighter that's a quitter, basically. And
Yeah.
man, it just puts us in perspective. Like, he's thinking about he when you have fighters like Derrick Lewis, who is the knockout king, right? He's the knockout king, and he's a legend in the game, one of the most beloved fighters in the sport, and you are just coming out and saying, "Hey, man, I don't respect the guy. I don't respect the guy." That's a dangerous mentality to have pre-fight night. Just because basically he's going in there like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just think that that Josh Hokit is gonna win, and he's just gonna not embarrass Derrick Lewis, because he's been he's I
He done that
guess
himself.
that's how we're accustomed to Derrick Lewis being. But I think Derrick Lewis is gonna put up a fight. I'm sure he's gonna put up a fight, and but eventually the speed, the youth of Josh Hokit, the guy's only 29 years old.
Yeah, such a big age gap between the two of those guys. Really.
Yeah, we're talking about
Yeah.
11-year age gap, and I just think that Josh Hokit is gonna put it on Derrick Lewis, but we're gonna have these moments of Derrick Lewis trying to uppercut, because Josh Hokit throws the one and the cross, and then
Yeah.
and then puts his head down, and I think Derrick Lewis can pick him right back up with an uppercut, unless he just gets slimed out in the first couple exchanges, which I don't think. I think Derrick Lewis, he's pretty durable. Now, in the Waldo fight, he actually he kind of stumbled, went to
Yeah.
the floor, and that's how Waldo was able to TKO him, because Derrick Lewis couldn't get back up. But yeah, man, I just think that Josh Hokit is coming out there with the right mindset, and he just
Yeah.
gives no fucks will get given, and he's just gonna be like, "Hey, man, I'm going out there. I don't respect this guy. This guy's a quitter, and I'm just gonna go out there and slime him out." That's all.
Yeah, when you said uppercut, it reminds me of that like fight against Curtis Blaze that Derrick Lewis had. But with that fight, Curtis Blaze didn't put the pressure on the way Hokit's gonna put that pressure on. You know what I mean? On Derrick Lewis. And so I see like if Derrick Lewis can catch him, then boom, yeah, he's got it, right? But like, kind of like what you said, yeah, I can see it happening that way, where he doesn't catch him and he just, yeah, ends up running out of steam, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't see this fight going a second or third round. You know, just like the Curtis Blades.
Yeah.
And but the difference between Curtis Blades and Derrick Lewis is Derrick Lewis has some power in his hands. You know, he's got some power in his hands, and he can mix it up with some, you know, with some head kicks and stuff like that. So, who knows? You know, who knows how it's gonna happen? I just think that pretty confident that Josh Hokit is gonna get it done in the first round.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Me too. And earlier today we went over a couple things as well. So I don't know. I sent you over the show notes earlier. I don't know if you had a chance to take a look at it as well.
To the what? Sorry.
The show notes.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. I'll just go ahead and start asking you some of the questions. So the main question was not like how each fighter's gonna win, or you know which one's gonna win, so to speak, but if each one wins, basically, where did they go after this fight? So, for example, if Ilia Topuria wins this fight, where does he go after? You know, for example, if Justin wins this fight, where does he go from there? So I guess, yeah, I can ask you that question.
Gotcha. So, man, I don't think Justin gets Islam because
You don't?
I don't think it's a. I don't know, man. I just don't have any confidence in Justin Gaethje. You know, I don't think Justin Gaethje is gonna get it done. I don't see him getting it done at any chance. You know, I think Ilia wins this fight 9 out of 10 times, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and also the odds makers know that happens. You know, that's why he's a minus 400 or 500, I think. But yeah, I think that Ilia Topuria wins 9 out of 10 fights, and the one that he doesn't win is because either he makes a rare mistake or gets injured, in my opinion. So that's how I see it. And but if it happens, you know, if there is one of those things happen, I'm more inclined to say that there's gonna be a rematch between Ilia and Justin Gaethje. You know, because there's gonna be that talk about, oh yeah, it was outside, there was so many factors. Oh, Ilia got injured, or
Yeah.
Ilia made a mistake. You know, some factor, some crazy
stepped on a
factor
banana peel.
happened that it's gonna make for a rematch or a call out for a rematch, and rightfully so. I mean, the guy's a 2-time champion. And Justin Gaethje,
Yeah.
who's he gonna fight? Charles Oliveira, maybe. You know, maybe
Yeah.
Charles catches in that BMF belt and tries to go for that for the belt. That's a possibility. So yeah, I would rather see a Ilia Topuria rematch if Justin Gaethje gets it done, or a Charles Oliveira rematch. Charles Oliveira against Justin Gaethje. You know, now the stakes are, now Justin Gaethje has the belt. You know what happened in the first fight, where they stripped him because he missed weight by 0.6 pounds or something like that. Was it? I don't remember. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think you missed it by like a pound or a half pound or something like that.
yeah,
Stupid.
half a pound or something stupid like that, man. And yeah, that's what I think happens if Justin Gaethje gets it done. And yeah, Justin's dad is his father, so let's put that out there.
Yo, yeah, I talked about this yesterday, and I was funny because I at first when Ilia Topuria brought it up in the media day, I didn't understand what he was talking about. So I was like, okay, and so I happened to like come across the right clip at the right time. I was on the live with Colin at the time, the Thesposhowmma MMA, and literally we brought it up, and then I was like, do you know what this is about? And he's like, no, I don't know. And then the clip that we brought up is basically like Ilias talking about it, then Justin Gaethje actually saying it in his interview, and then it goes back to Ilia saying, what an idiot, what an idiot.
Yeah.
He goes, don't take anything serious from an idiot like this guy. But yeah, I think that was just a bit of a slip from Justin Gaethje. But I don't know. The more he talks, the less intelligent he sounds to me. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not trying to insult him or anything, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. He's a weird guy.
Yeah,
CTE
I read
Justin.
Huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that I'm saying that's CTE Justin right there.
Yeah. I mean, definitely CTE because he just has some crazy ass barn burners. So your thoughts on Alex Pereira if Alex Pereira wins versus your thoughts on Ciryl Gane if he wins? Where do you think these two fighters go if they do win the fight?
So I'm looking at here at your notes, and you have, will Alex get a haircut before the fight? Obviously, he's gonna go with that buzz cut.
He's actually done it already. That's why.
He already done it. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go out there with the buzz cut. I think that I'll go with the over that Gane fouls Alex because he's gonna be fighting on his back foot, and then he's just gonna reach for Alex's hands at some point. But we know how Alex responds to fouls. So he's just going to wave off the ref, and he's just going to go out there. And, man, the more we get closer to fight night, the more I think that Alex is going to knock him out. You know what I mean? It just feels like that, not vintage, but it feels like that Alex Pereira fight week. You know what I mean? I think he's going for it, you know? He's going for it. There's so much on the table for him if he wins. And he's going to go for it. And then, you know, he's going to call out Tom Aspinall. And he's going to tell him, hey, man, it's been so much time already. Come on. You're good. You're good. Let's get it going. Let's make this fight, you know? And I think, you know, they'll probably even, if it doesn't go the distance, if this fight and he doesn't take much damage, I see this fight getting booked for end of the year. You know, I think, you know, sometime November. Yeah. November, October. I think we're gonna see Alex Pereira go for the third belt. You know, the undisputed third belt.
Yeah. So Colin said, Thesposhowmma MMA said basically that he thinks that. If Alex wins, he's going to fight Alexander Volkov?
That's a possibility if Tom Aspinall is not ready. Because, and I agree with Spo, you know. I agree with Spo because Alex Volkov deserves a title fight. He deserves it. The guy arguably beat Ciryl Gane. And Dana White, as he was leaving, told him, hey, I saw you winning that fight, but hey, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. We can argue here that yes, Volkov won. In my opinion, he did. Yeah. But at the same time, the argument that if he did win or not, it's still grounds for saying, hey, you didn't do much for the ref to say that you won. And also, you're putting controversy into this fight by not performing, you know, impeccably to deserve a title shot. Yeah. I mean, dude, you got to go for broke. If you're fighting for a chance to get the belt, you got to go for broke and get a knockout or something like that. Look at Alex Pereira. His last fight, he knew it was going to be his last fight at light heavyweight. And there's only one chance that you're going to be able to there's only one outcome that was possible for him to like set the pace for him to get a title shot after getting a win like that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got to KO this guy, stamp my pass for a title fight, and the only way that I can do that is by finishing Magomed Ankalaev, avenging my loss, and in spectacular fashion. And he did. So that's why I go like, hey, Movsar Evloev, why haven't you gotten a title shot in God knows how long? Because you pull out of fights, and then you also didn't. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't on his last fight. He actually demonstrated a lot of courage in his last fight by striking with Laron Murphy. So that's a little bit of that right there is motivation enough for the UFC to say, hey, man, the guy tried. You know, the guy tried. And we did see an improvement on the feet. So there's There's no argument. Let's give him the title fight. But he got jumped by Diego Lopes twice, not once, but twice. So, So again, Volkov deserves it because he's the next guy up, you know. But there is an argument that Sergey Pavlovich can get a title fight before him because he finished his last opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He finished Talison Teixeira and Talison Teixeira is a nobody at the heavyweight right now, but still he gave us a glimpse of what can happen. He turned back the clock and showed us, hey, I'm back. You know, round 1 KOs, my type of fights, I'm back. Here you go. Yeah. Because after a moment, after he got finished by Tom Aspinall, he started having these decisions and, you know, these boring fights and stuff like that. And guys, the UFC is an entertainment business. You know, it's like what did you do your last fight? And Volkov, you know, didn't impress me at all in his last fight against Waldo Cortez Acosta, but he got the W. So because he got the W, strength of schedule and all that, it has to put him at number 1. But there's a 1A, there's a 1B, there's a 1C, and Josh Hokit can stamp his with the win against Derrick Lewis, he can stamp his pass towards the title fight if he finishes Derrick Lewis in spectacular fashion, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. That's, I'm sure, how the UFC sees it. And I think yes, he deserves it. I agree with Spo. I would like to see Alex Pereira Volkov because of the challenges that frame of a guy kind of like, hey man, but you know what, man, that's Poa. Poa is gonna KO whoever stands in front of him. There's a good chance that Poa is gonna be able to knock him out. And Volkov, there's a good chance that Alex Pereira takes his legs from under him and just like he did on Kalaev, you know, he just knocks him out somehow or takes his legs up from under him and KOs him on the ground with ground and pound.
Yeah, dude, I love your analysis on that, to be honest with you. Like, and I kind of had a similar thought process with this entire thing as well, because I wasn't very impressed with Volkov's like last performance, but like you said as well, he did get the dub, which is great. Pavlovich I thought was really good, but Talison Teixeira is really a nobody at this point. Talison Teixeira, Volkov and Pavlovich's fight together. I don't know if you've seen that one, but to me that was like very that fight really exposed Pavlovich, meaning like technically he got so frustrated, you know, in that second and third round with Volkov that it just seemed like he didn't have the technique to actually get to the top of the echelon of that division again. That being said, no, I agree with you 100%, man. I think honestly, if Josh Hokit wins and talks a big game, and Alex Pereira wins this weekend and talks a big game, I think we could see those two possibly matching up for the next title defense for the interim championship if Tom can't come back. So, yeah.
That's true. And hey, the thing about this situation is, and I know I said, and I got into trouble with some guy over there in the comments on our last video.
Oh, I saw that.
But hey, I understand his point, and I didn't mean it like that. You know, I didn't mean it like, hey, yeah, Tom Aspinall's gonna get cut. I didn't mean it like that's gonna happen. I'm saying, what I was saying is, if Eddie Hearn keeps poking the bear, it can happen. There's a good chance that it can happen because the UFC, you know, at some point they're just gonna say, bro, you know what? You're not John Jones. You're not a legend in this sport. It can happen. You know, it depends. You know, if he's got one of those big, lengthy contracts and it doesn't happen, and it just drags on and drags on. But as far as him getting stripped, it can happen. It can happen. Now, why is it, in my opinion, the UFC, why, in my opinion, what I'm trying to say is Tom Aspinall shouldn't get stripped. Why? Because he was in the same position with John Jones. He was the one fighter, the interim champion that was defending the interim championship, right? He was probably one of the only ones that that was defending the interim championship. So,
Hey, Clutch, sorry, 1 second. Check your inbox. I just sent you a message. It's saying to me that it's not allowing your side to record.
What's that?
Check your inbox on the X real quick. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just because I'm getting a notification that it says you're not allowed to record or something. Do you see it? Doesn't allow recording.
Disc.
It's kind of weird, huh?
Refresh. Oh, let me refresh it then.
Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that was interesting points he was sharing with us. Like, I think that was okay, let him back in.
I'm here.
Yeah, I see you here. It doesn't have the. Okay, it does have it. You're right. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. Just real quick, I want to do something real quick.
So was it not recording all this time? Or was it?
No, it was recording. Basically, I think just midway as you were spitting your bars, it just kind of like gave me a notification for some reason. So I was like, oh shit. So I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like, let me just make sure we're good. But go ahead, yeah.
All right, so that's better right there. So
I apologize for ruining your flow.
Tom Aspinall was that guy, right? That was defending the interim championship in the heavyweight division. So that's the reason why if I was the UFC,
yeah,
I wouldn't strip him because he was patient. You know, he waited for the John Jones fight, and eventually it didn't happen. So he got the belt. So why turn back all that effort? You know, also in part of Tom Aspinall, he waited, he did his job, he called out John Jones every chance he got, he tried. So let's not blame Tom Aspinall for the situation that he's on. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that Eddie Hearn shouldn't. Eddie Hearn should stop running his mouth and just get in the negotiation table, get in the war room with these guys, and try to get more money for Tom Aspinall for the next fight. Yes, do that. And like I explained in the last video, that's a tactic that should be used with the UFC to get more money, not to get Tom Aspinall out of the UFC, because there's no competition outside of the UFC. We already saw how the Spain looked in the UFC. That's not no competition. What are you gonna do? Put him in boxing? Yeah, he's gonna make more money in boxing, but when you have a pound for pound heavyweight in Usyk that's eventually gonna be retiring, like he said, he only has like 2 more fights left in his contract, and after that he's gone. He's gone. You have Tyson Fury. He's old, and I'm not sure if they want to fight each other because they're good friends. Then you have who else? DeJounte Wilder. He's old. Francis Ngannou. That's a one-on-one. That's probably the only fight that can happen, right? So after that, there's nothing else.
Nothing else, and it's not really a fun fight, really. Like the Francis Ngannou fight, it's fun if it's in the UFC, I think, more, because they'll promote it a little bit more. But if they have that fight wherever they have it, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna watch it regardless, right? Because we're hardcore fans. But that being said, I think it makes more of an impact having it in the UFC. And if that's not the case, then Aspinall staying in the UFC to me makes the most sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Staying in the UFC, waiting for his turn, and preparing for those super fights, because man, right now it's all lining up for him to get fights like Alex Pereira, the rematch with Ciryl Gane, the rematch against Volkov if he loses the belt. You have fights like Josh Hokit if that ends up happening. You have a heavyweight division that's in the top 5, top 10, probably top 10, top 8, those guys are going to bring good matchups, good matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that this, if Alex Pereira does win this weekend, right? It's almost like if Alex Pereira wins this weekend, it's like Tom Aspinall getting that fight with John Jones almost in a way, because he's such a big name at that point, right? If he wins this weekend, he's gonna be a huge name. So I think it's almost, if not more valuable. Like, I mean, that whole first fight with Ciryl Gane, like no one was really excited about that until the issue happened with the eye poke and stuff like that. Now people are more interested in seeing that fight because now there's genuine beef behind the fight. But before that, like, I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I didn't feel like I was excited to see it.
Which one? I'm sorry.
The Ciryl Gane fight versus Tom Aspinall. Before the fight started, I wasn't like keen on like, oh, I have to see this fight. The fact that we saw it after the fact that the eye poke happened and all that stuff, and it looked more competitive than we expected it to be. That's what made me get more interested in the fight.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah. Now that fight is more interesting than it was. Yeah, correct. I thought that that Tom Aspinall was gonna go through him, and just get a win. I'm a Tom Aspinall fan, like I said. But yeah, now I want to see the rematch. Now I want to see if Tom Aspinall can make the adjustments and can get the win. But before that, if Alex Pereira wins and Tom Aspinall is ready to fight, man, book it twice, book it 2 times, book it 3 times. That's gonna be, like you said, yeah, that is Tom Aspinall's John Jones right there, Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just book it 1, book it twice, man. Make it a fight in England and then book it in Brazil. That is gonna sell the hell out of. That's just gonna make the best 2 fights in the history of the heavyweight division, in my opinion, man. You got Alex Pereira. If he wins the first fight, and then Tom Aspinall wins the second fight, make it a 3rd one. You know what I mean? Just those 2 right there make a good matchup, in my opinion. Now, I think Tom Aspinall beats him because he's got more tools for a heavyweight, and I still think that Tom Aspinall is a better fighter than Ciryl Gane.
Me too.
But it's just styles make fights, and Ciryl Gane can look good in the first round. But what about in the second round when you get figured out? What about in the 3rd round when you start fading? What about Tom Aspinall in the 3rd round? We haven't seen that. So
Yeah. Yeah, Ciryl Gane kind of has like a Chandler level IQ in like those later rounds in the fights. I mean, we saw him almost get knocked out by Tai Tuivasa, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's my only issue with Ciryl Gane. But I think, I don't know, he looked really good in that last fight that it almost made me wonder if he has fixed his game to the point where he doesn't lose and have that Chandler-esque IQ during the fight in the later rounds. So we'll have to see hopefully this weekend if it does go that far. But hopefully it doesn't, to be honest with you. I was going to ask you, which fight do you think ends up being fight of the night this weekend?
Oh shit! Hold on. All right, I'm back. All right, so fight of the night.
Yeah, I'm on segment C, by the way, in the notes. But yeah.
Fight of the night, man.
Just real quick, one more thing too. Like I heard it's gonna be $1 million. The winner gets 600K, and the loser gets 400K. With the crypto scheme, not schemes, but the crypto.com thing. Yeah. So that's gonna
Just because I know how he's gonna perform, I'm gonna go with O'Malley Sahabi. That's my number 1.
Yeah.
My number 2 is gonna be Diego Lopes, Steve Garcia. Those are the 2 fights that can be fight of the night, because they're gonna Steve Garcia. He's gonna go for broke, man. He's gonna try to get the win against Diego Lopes, and it's gonna, they both got good chins at this moment in time. Steve Garcia, I believe he's in his prime. He's 34 years old. He came into his prime a little late, but Diego Lopes is also in his prime, and I just think that could be a potential fight of the night right there. And then the O'Malley Sahabi, if we see a vintage O'Malley just styling on Sahabi and just Sahabi taking all that pressure, and then O'Malley knocking him down a few times and just blood everywhere, we can see a fight of the night. The fight that has the most blood or the most strikes, that's gonna be the fight of the night. I don't think that Ilia Topuria Justin Gaethje is gonna deserve a fight of the night because it's probably gonna end pretty quick. I think Ilia Topuria, like Spo said, as soon as he touches Justin Gaethje with, like I said, I see it this way: right hook, left hook. As Justin Gaethje is moving to his left, to his left, not Ilia Topuria's left, but towards Ilia Topuria's right hand. Instead of the right hook, maybe a feint for feint, and then he does the thing, maybe a feint from Ilia Topuria.
He ducks.
He ducks, uppercut, left hook, goes down.
Yeah, I can see that
Max
happening.
knocked him out with a right hook. I think Ilia Topuria is gonna knock him out with an overhead left hook.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's gonna be waiting for the right hook. So he's gonna be waiting for that right hook, but it's gonna come this way. It's gonna come this way.
I think his defense is a little bit he's lacking in defense.
Well, he's got a shell defense. He shells up and that can work, but I think Ilia Topuria is ready for all that.
Yeah, and then speaking about the Diego Lopes versus Steve Garcia, so Diego Lopes is actually training in Oklahoma wrestling. So I have a feeling like we're all expecting this fight to be really, really good on the feet, and I'm sort of taking like the context clues here and thinking that Diego Lopes is gonna put on the grappling in that entire fight, and if he's successful, it might be a boring fight, honestly.
Yeah, but Steve Garcia can scramble. I mean, he comes from Jackson Wink, the Jackson Wink
That's
gym.
fair. Yeah.
And those guys are not scrubs on the ground either. They're not scrubs on the ground. But also, they're not scrubs getting to the ground. They got good defense. They use a lot of steep kicks, a lot of range setting shots. They try to control the range. They try to be in range. And there's a slight advantage of like 4 inches in the range, in the range. I think it's 75 to 71. So there's a slight advantage in Steve Garcia's favor. So I think he's gonna wanna fight at range. Again, I just don't know if he's going to be able to drop Diego Lopes, but he's going to be able to wobble him. So if he wobbles him, he can potentially get him, knock him down, because he's got more power than Volk. So.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Who do you think they give him next if Steve Garcia wins? Who do you think he gets next? Because right now, I'll just tell you real quick if you want. In the top 5, we have Movsar Evloev at number 1, obviously. Alexander Volkanovski, is the champion. Diego Lopes is number 2 right now. Number 3 is Lerone Murphy. Number 4 is Aljamain Sterling, and Yair Rodriguez, number 5.
All right, so Steve Garcia, Lerone Murphy. That's probably the fight right there.
Yeah.
To make. And you have Aljo. He can match up against Arnold Allen. So, in my opinion, Arnold Allen, Aljo. If I'm matchmaking, I'll match up Arnold Allen against Aljo. If Steve Garcia gets the win, I'll match him up against Lerone Murphy, and then Diego Lopes. If he loses, I'll match him up against Aaron Pico.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
And then, of course, John Silva is going to be next up for the title after Movsar. So if Movsar gets the win against Volk, I'll put in John Silva to get next up.
Yeah.
But hopefully a quick turnaround, man. The UFC does not want Mofsar to get that belt because they know he's gonna be fighting once a year, man. And we need a, that's the good thing about Volkanovski, man. He fights regularly. And
Yeah.
even though he's up there in age, he's still pretty active. So
Yeah,
put
that's
him
the
up
thing
against
about
Mofsar. I think that's probably gonna be the co-main event of UFC 330. So I think it's gonna be Islam, Gary, Volkanovski, Mofsar. That's probably gonna be the co-main event right there. Or maybe they put Gillian Robertson, or maybe do a three title bouts in MSG. I mean in Philly. I don't know. Maybe that happens. But yeah, I think that's in my opinion what can happen.
Yeah, they just matched up Edson Barboza with Esteban Ribovics.
They just announced Edson Barboza Ribovics.
Yeah, for UFC 330
Nice.
in Philly.
Yeah, that's a good matchup. I'm wondering who's gonna fight Pyfer now that Caio Borralho is out. Because I think that was the matchup, right? Caio Borralho against Joe Pyfer. That was gonna be
ribs or something. I think they should give him Brendan Allen.
Brendan Allen against who? Joe Pyfer?
Against Joe Pyfer, yeah. Or Gregory Rodriguez, if he can make it.
Joe Pyfer against Gregory Rodriguez?
Yeah, I like that fight a lot.
Yeah, I like that fight, but he'll be fighting down.
Yeah, way down.
And then Brendan Allen. But hey, let's make the best fights. You know what I mean? Let's make the best fights. They did have Christian Leroy Duncan against Jared Cannonier.
Yeah,
I would have loved a Joe Pyfer against Christian Leroy Duncan, but he's too far down in the rankings. So Joe Pyfer against Dricus Du Plessis, that would have been fun. Anthony Hernandez against Joe Pyfer, that would have been fun too.
Yeah, the thing is, with DDP, he put out a statement recently, I think a couple days ago, and he said basically that I've signed it, the agreement for the fight with Usman, and we're just waiting, and we've been waiting, and we don't know if he's scared now or what he's doing. But he said, is it smart? Yes. Scared? Yes. It was kind of funny the way he put it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's got to get off that horse quick. That's what he's trying to say there. He's saying, hey, if you don't want to fight, I'll put you on the spot. I'll turn your fans against you to try to get you to sign that contract, because I got to move on, I got to move on. If you're not ready, I need a good contend for this title. You know what I mean? And the UFC did that man wrong, because dude, if you had Sean Strickland win the title, yes, he's going to take some time, but what are you trying to sell me with Kamaru Usman going against DDP? What are you trying to sell me? Are you trying to sell me Kamaru Usman title run or something like that? No. I mean, it doesn't make sense for Kamaru Usman to get up there that quick. So DDP needs to be fighting Sean Strickland, in my opinion, for the belt.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean, he was the guy that was running the middleweight division. He had the most title defenses in the last few years in the middleweight, other than Adesanya, of course, but he defended the title more times in such a short period of time. I mean, that he deserves a title shot against Sean Strickland. He already beat Sean Strickland, so that would have been a good rematch right there to book next. So, especially when Caio Borralho was already booked against Joe Pyfer, and Nasruddin Imavov is nowhere to be found. So I think they're going to lean towards Nasruddin Imavov getting that title fight. And then if DDP takes care of business against Kamaru Usman, then we get a title fight between, about this time next year, we get a title fight between DDP and Sean Strickland. So that'll be fun.
The issue is that Hamzat's still in the division, and they apparently are looking into a rematch, which I don't think is deserved. But I actually predicted this like before the fight happened. I said if Strickland wins, there's gonna be a trilogy between the two of these guys.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it would sell. It would have sold more if they didn't have, if they didn't squash the beef at the
Yeah.
end of that fight. But I guess that's how they wanted it. But they'll probably re-spark that whole situation again, and we're gonna believe it as MMA fans, and we're gonna be behind Sean Strickland again, and it's just gonna go again because we forget pretty quick. You know what I mean? We forget pretty quick. So that's
yeah.
But it had a chance to turn into a DC John Jones kind of beef, and they just squashed that beef real quick. So.
Well, I think there's more to it than that. So I actually kind of like did a video on this as well. But I think what it is that when you look at like the press conferences, right? They had 2 press conferences, or they had the weigh-ins and the press conference, right? But what I think happened is that when Chimaev got into the octagon, I think the pressure of winning this fight got to him, and I think in order to ease that pressure and make himself feel more comfortable in the octagon with Strickland, he decided to squash it before the fight even started. And I think that's the reason why it all happened that way, and it all came to culminate to this particular way that it did. And I think Sean Strickland, being the man he is, was like, cool, bro, like, if you want to like apologize, and then I'm going to apologize, whatever. I don't know why Sean Strickland apologized, but I think he was trying to be like a genuine like man between Khamzat Chimaev. But I think it got to Khamzat Chimaev. Oh, it's giving me the same thing again.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it just gave it to me right now.
Your president numbers and sync to this. Oh, okay. What is going on?
It's like you were saying when you first came in, you're like, technology. Oh.
Gotcha, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You're good. I can't see you. Oh, yeah. We're good now.
Perfect.
Yeah, Wyatt's funny, man, when he does those McGregor impressions. You're good right now?
I'm good.
Yeah. Can you do any fighter impressions?
Not at all, man. Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried myself as well, but dude, it's just so funny when some of these like MMA YouTubers do it. But yeah, I think that's what happened with the Sean Strickland fight. I think it was just like kind of weird because I found it really weird. I didn't mind it though. I know Ariel got really pissed off and said, "Oh, there are frauds and stuff like that." I thought that was just a little bit gone a little overboard. I didn't think they were like frauds for doing that and squashing it. I think what's gonna happen now is that the beef is gonna be beef is actually gonna be real, like real, because now Chimaev is gonna say that he won, which I don't think he won at all, but I think he lost round 2, 3, and 5.
Yeah, he did. He lost 2, 3, and 5 in my opinion as well.
Yeah, that's how I saw it. But yeah, dude, like, so who do you think gets performance of the night for this UFC 250 Freedom fight card?
The performance bonuses probably Ilia. You hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
Ilia because of the fashion that he's gonna knock out Justin Gaethje, and man, I'm gonna give it to Michael Chandler. I'm gonna give the performance bonus to Michael Chandler.
Despo wants to meet you like so bad, and like he was on earlier, and then he got tired, and he had like a long day, so he left early. But it's funny because he said the same thing. He said Chandler, and I was like, what? Yeah, he said Chandler's gonna win his fight too, and I'm like, no, that's not happening.
I went with Chandler too. I went with Chandler to win this fight. Yeah. I took Chandler in my prediction. So
I think Ruffy's just too good. I saw you were doing a live yesterday as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chandler to get this done, bro.
Who do you think gets the biggest upset chance on the card? I guess it's Chandler, right? If he wins.
Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest upset ever.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the biggest upset in the card because of course he's like a plus 500 right now.
Yeah,
Plus
that's crazy.
400 or something. So
Yeah. Are you doing any lives tomorrow?
not sure, but I'm gonna record a Ilia Topuria Justin Gaethje video.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna be stepping out here in another minute or so, but I want to do that before I go to bed.
Yeah, I
And
hear you.
I think I might do a video of Michael Chandler tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
do a video of
That's
Michael Chandler, see how that goes. But I'm gonna do a Ilia Topuria Justin Gaethje video tonight, maybe upload it tomorrow, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna make a video tomorrow about the Michael Chandler Mauricio Ruffy fight.
Yeah.
And then if you're on, maybe I'll if I'm not too busy or anything like that, then I'll probably step into the live.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be doing the same time tomorrow, some from 7 or 8 p.m. your time till 10 p.m. my time. But yeah, we can close it out right now. So thank you guys for joining. If you haven't already followed the Clutch MMA Clutch Attitude MMA, I keep butchering the name. I apologize.
It's all good, bro.
But yeah, if you haven't already followed him, please do follow him on Instagram and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. Do you have anything else you want to share?
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, K-Kaz. Thank you so much for everything, and
Yeah, no
hopefully,
problem, bro. Thank you.
hopefully we get I'm gonna be putting some money up on this fight, so hopefully I win some money. So
Yeah.
I did put up my predictions for this fight, so go check it out, and also the video of Derrick Lewis if you're interested in that type of content. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually showed a channel when you joined earlier, but yeah. I also put out a couple of videos today. In fact, I put out like probably like too many, if I'm being honest, but I put one out about Josh Hokit. I put one out about the psychology of Sean Strickland, one about the UFC 250 press conference reaction to the first one, Gaethje's fake belt, interim championship belt, and then that's pretty much it. So enjoy, and thank you guys for hopping by and stopping by. And if you're watching the replay, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.